Kansas Farm Bureau, Subway, and Garden City Community College. For the editor and co-host of the KPreps.com Kansas pregame show, Matt Gilmore, I'm Mike Snosing. So long, everybody. Thanks for listening to coverage of Kansas high school football.
Thanks for listening to the KPreps.com Kansas pregame show. Visit KPreps.com tonight and click on the Scores tab for the fastest, most complete list of scores from around the state.
The following is a presentation of the MyTown Media Radio Network in conjunction with KPreps.com, SportsInKansas.com, and the Sports Headquarters 100.7 FM. High school football broadcasts are brought to you in part by Pittsburg Ford, Riddell Construction, Performance Spine and Sport, Como Jewelry, Hikus Masonry, Pitt Realty, Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union, CDL Electric, Evans Motors, Kanar Eye Care, Commerce Bank, Crestwood Country Club, Jock Snitch, Batatory Law, Arrowhead Outdoor, Ultimate Choice Catering, Pittsburg State University, Tri-State Building, Lane Lord Basketball Camps, DT Sportswear, the Campus Bookstore, SEK Urgent Care, Wilburton Towner, Spigarelli Law, Watco Companies, Ryan Insurance, Phelan Law Firm, and Monica Kellogg, CPA.
For the second time in 3 weeks, the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons lost to a team from across state lines. The machine that is Webb City came to the pit and walked out victorious.
Dragons fall to Webb City 28-7.
Don't let the panic set in just yet. Now, don't get me wrong, all of Dragon Nation would feel much better if Pittsburgh was sitting at 3-0, and like I said before, there are no moral victories. I believe Herm Edwards said it best.
This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.
But this is what the Dragons wanted. A challenge week in and week out to find their strengths and, more importantly, to seek their weaknesses and have time to get them fixed. Dragon defense was tested to the extreme a week ago and made plays all over the field.
Dragons in a five-man front. They're going to run the inside veer. Quarterback keeps it, comes around the left side. Chase Johnson meets him there with a big stick. Link's going to run the crossbuck in the backfield, coming up to make the play. Big stop on the blitz. Dylan Prince comes from the inside linebacker spot to make the tackle. Throw the counter. Ball loose, picked up. Nate Woods has it in his hands. He's going to go to the house. Woods at the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Dragons. Hang 6 on the board. A defensive score.
That effort must continue and improve as the season rolls on. Tonight, as the sun begins to dip behind the Pepsi plant, it's not just another game, not just another opponent. Tonight, coming down Highway 69 on homecoming night, is the Ft Scott Tigers. A rivalry that goes back decades. A game that needs no extra motivation. Coach Campbell's squad will take the field ready for a fight. The Ft Scott Tigers and the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons. It's homecoming night with the pit packed purple. Here we go. Live from historic Hutchison Field in beautiful downtown Pittsburgh, Kansas, this is Dragon Football.
Jim Riddell Construction has been dedicated.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. From Hutchison Field, Aaron Emershak with you as we get set for Week 4 of Kansas High School football. Welcome to the Pitt State pregame show. Whatever you are looking for in a university, you can find it at Pitt State University. Visit them online at pittstate.edu. Aaron Emershak with you. Set to make the calls tonight, the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons play host to the Ft Scott Tigers. The Dragons enter tonight with a 1-2 record, coming off a 28-7 loss to Webb City right here at Hutch Field a week ago. The Tigers enter tonight 2-1, knocking off Parsons in the opener back on September 2nd, followed by a loss to Independence, and then took care of business last week against the Chanute Blue Comets. That score 22-0. All are aware of the rivalry between these two schools, and I don't think it would really matter if it was a football game or if these guys were playing marbles. When Pittsburg High and Fort Scott hook up, it is going to be electric. Don't let records fool you. Don't let personnel fool you. This is just one of those types of games everybody loves to get after you. Dating back to 2008, though, the Dragons have owned this rivalry on the football field, putting up a win every single year since 2008, minus the 2012 season. And Fort Scott has not scored against Pittsburg High since 2013. Lost last year 37-0. Were blanked in 2014 by a score of 41-0. So the Tigers have revenge on their mind, as they have not scored in 2 seasons against Pittsburg High. The Tigers pride themselves on playing tough, physical brand of football and establishing the run game. But Coach Campbell's not afraid to pass. He's an old school guy that likes to get things going up front, win the battle in the trenches. He knows his system. They do it well, and he gets his kids to buy into what he's selling them 100%. These guys go to bat for their coach. They exude his personality on the field, and I expect to see nothing less tonight from the Tigers as they square off against the Dragons. Pittsburg High, in my eyes, still trying to find themselves offensively. This will be the first time this season that the quarterback has started consecutive games. Week 1, Chase Curtis goes down, Roark comes in, Ty gets the start in week 2, and then Chase comes back last week. So finding that rhythm and getting things going offensively, I think, is still a work in progress for the Dragons. Offensively, that is. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, they're playing extremely well. They gave up 28 to a very tough Harrisonville squad. Again, another 28 against Webb City last week. But they're doing things really well. But they can't just be content with what they're doing. They have to continue to improve and build week to week to where you're playing the best football at the end of the year. It's homecoming night here at the Pit, as you can see on our online video stream at ESPN1007.com. They're going through all the festivities before the game, which is the greatest thing ever. They've got the Alumni Association has packed the Pit purple tonight, and the fans have followed suit, as almost everybody on the home side wearing their purple garb. It should be a great matchup. These two teams squaring off, always fun. It's Pittsburg versus Fort Scott, and that really is enough to be said. The Dragons look to bounce back. We'll see what happens tonight. That's a first look at tonight's game, brought to you by Kennar Eye Care. Don't just see better, see the best at Kennar Eye Care. Stop in their newly expanded facility at 2521 North Broadway, or visit them in Girard at 111 North Summit. Kennar Eye Care, the clear choice. We'll step aside here on the Pitt State pregame show. When we come back, we'll hear from Tiger head coach as Bob Campbell, as Mike Snow caught up with him earlier today for Coach's Corner, followed by myself as I checked in with the Dragon head man, Tom Nicholson. Our coaches' interviews are brought to you by Commerce Bank. No matter how you bank, Commerce Bank fits your world. Online, offering a mobile banking, online banking, and online bill pay. You can even make a deposit from your mobile device. Commerce Bank, making banking easy and convenient. We'll take 2 minutes and be back with the remainder of the Pitt State pregame show. It's week 4 of Kansas high school football in the sports headquarters 100.7 and ESPN1007.com.
Jim Riddell Construction has been dedicated to providing quick and efficient construction services to the Midwest since 1968. Operating primarily in Kansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma, Jim Riddell Construction specializes in fiber optics and trenchless technologies, such as inside and outside splicing, pipe bursting, horizontal directional drilling, and large diameter pipelines. Jim Riddell Construction, proud supporter of area athletics.
Why should you choose Pittsburg State University?
Nationally recognized academics.
Student-friendly tuition.
Incredible athletics. The amazing campus.
Whatever you're looking for in a university, you'll find it here.
It's why you belong. It's why you belong at Pittsburg State University.
At Lindbergh Pharmacy, we care about your health. From a qualified and caring staff to services like our Time My Meds and MedPack programs, Lindbergh Pharmacy provides personalized service you can count on. Refill prescriptions online at lindberghpharmacy.com or on your smartphone with our free Lindbergh Pharmacy mobile app. You can also sign up for our text alert program, and we'll text or email you when your prescription is ready. Can't make it to us? We'll deliver your medications right to your door. Lindbergh Pharmacy, now 2 locations to serve you.
But foolish you didn't get your free head exam at Como Jewelry, so you didn't realize that your head was falling apart. And one day, your diamond was gone, just like that. You can stop that from happening to you. Just come see us at Como Jewelry in Pittsburg and Joplin. Say you want your free head exam. You'll laugh, we'll laugh, and we'll save your diamond from falling out. You will be really happy.
Now, back to Dragon football.
Time to talk some Fort Scott Tiger football with their head coach, Bob Campbell. And, Coach, coming off of a good win, you're 2-1 now, 22-0 over Chanute. And, just looking at that game, and like many of the coaches I've talked to today, weather probably a factor in that, but overall, how do you feel like you played?
Played really well. Yeah, I'm really proud of our kids. I thought defensively our effort was outstanding. We limited Chanute to minimal yardage in the first half. I thought our pass defense was good. I thought our kids on defense felt pretty comfortable. It seemed like we were rallying the ball pretty well. Offensively, we ran it really well. Offensive line, I thought, played very well. It gave our running back a chance. Overall, a good effort. I thought again the ability to run the football, threw it efficiently, and then defensively played a really nice game.
So we're nearing the midway point of the season. It's over a third of the way done as far as games go. Week 4. What are some of the areas, Coach, you feel like you've improved the most this year with this ball club?
One of the things that we've really tried to do is just get better as far as up front, running the football. One of the things we talked about this year, we felt like we had depth in our backfield, and so again, trying to create some themes for those guys. I felt like we did a good job of that last week. Our defensive line has come along. We're pretty young, really, on both offense and defensive lines, but we're trying to get a little bit better with each game. And hopefully if we can do that, you try to peak as the season goes on. Tonight's a good test for us. We're playing a team that's very talented, has a very outstanding defensive line, and offensive line that as well. So we'll have a big challenge ahead of us.
We're talking about game right here on ESPN 100.7. What does Pittsburg High do, Coach, other than their offensive and defensive lines? And I've talked to a lot of coaches that have coached against the Dragons and have said the same thing with you. Very good up front, particularly on the defensive side. Other than that, what do they do that concerns you?
Well, I think defensively they're very sound, and like I say, not only is their defensive line good, but their linebackers and defensive backs rally the ball. They run the ball well. Offense, they're balanced on offense. They know who they're blocking, and they come off the ball, and they do a good job maintaining blocks. So what we've got to do on defense is exactly the same thing. We've got to play with good pad level. We got to make sure that we're lined properly. If you don't get lined up, you get a guy that gets out leveraged. You get pinned on the edge, or maybe you get kicked out at defensive end, whatever may be the case. We've got to do a good job from the inside out of being gap responsible, making sure we're playing with pad level, and trying to make them, not get a head of steam downhill in the ball snap. We've got to make them bounce. You really don't want to do.
You look at this game, they're former SEK league. I mean, they're still in the league and everything else. They upgraded their schedule so they could compete at the 5A level. And you look at your schedule here in week 4, then you got Lebec, Coffeyville in 5 and 6. And then you got Lewisburg coming up in week 7. They're ranked right now in 4A1. And then Paola is one of those borderline 4A Division 1 to 5A schools. I really feel like no matter what happens tonight here in Pittsburgh, Coach, this game can probably out in the regular season schedule will get you to the district more so than some of the other opponents you've played up to this point.
Well, that's a great point. Obviously, it was a very key game, whether it was district or league. Now being in 4A, I think it's a good benchmark for us. It's a game that we know Pittsburgh's a quality opponent, a very good program, they're well coached. So, if you want to get better, just like they are playing a better schedule, I think it's important for us to play against a really quality team year. And then, if you win, great. You take the things from it, try to improve. If you don't win, you try to take the things you're not good at and get better at. Because as you said down the road, with that cost in our district of Lewisburg, Paola, and Ottawa, we're going to see some really fine football teams. So this game, I think, is a positive and only prepares us for down the road. That's correct.
I don't know if it's the Highway 69 construction, but it seemed like 4 years ago, Keisha considers Fort Scott as the Kansas City Metro because you guys get sent north for everything anymore.
We do. It seems like so many times in our district, it definitely cuts or breaks there, and we get kicked north. And our district's been a little different the last few years, but with those three teams and ourselves, I think it's one of the better 4A Division I districts in the state this year.
No doubt about that, for sure. How's the injury report look, Coach, heading into Week 4?
We're doing pretty well. We have kids that we picked up starting to get back gradually, but overall, got out of the last game relatively healthy. Bruises, but nothing we shouldn't be able to get ready for, get our kids back on the field for tonight.
Bob Campbell, head coach of the Fort Scott Tigers.
What does it take to have a truly positive reputation? At Vogel Heating and Cooling, we know reputation is earned by consistent performance, by serving our customers' best interest, by providing top quality, energy efficient ream equipment and service for Southeast Kansas homeowners. Vogel Heating and Cooling is a Ream Factory authorized dealer and has been serving the area for over 20 years. Turn to the experts. Turn to Vogel Heating and Cooling.
This is Dr. Bennett at Performance Spine and Sport. We specialize in treating soft tissue related injuries that result from everyday work and play. Our goal is to improve your overall physical performance with faster recovery. And this fall we are offering a Saturday morning sports clinic from 9 to 11 featuring discounted rates on our cryotherapy, our Normatec recovery, with active release chiropractic soft tissue care also available. Performance Spine and Sport inside Meadowbrook Commons at Centennial and Broadway in Pittsburgh.
At Canar Eye Care, we have an uncompromised dedication to giving our patients a lifetime of healthy eyes and excellent vision. Our 2 locations host state-of-the-art facilities with top-of-the-line diagnostic equipment and a knowledgeable staff that is always here to take care of you. At Canar Eye Care, we accept most medical and vision insurance. Remember, a lifetime of healthy eyes and excellent vision begins at Canar Eye Care, the clear choice.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
Jim loves his car, but right now, Jim is sad. You see, Jim was in a fender bender, and his car is a wreck. Now Jim's dealing with insurance hassles, figuring out who to trust with the repairs. Jim's sadness turned to joy after he took his car to Vietti Auto Body and Alignment. At Vietti's, they work with all insurance companies and have the latest collision repair technology to get your car back to looking like new. Jim is all smiles now, thanks to Vietti Auto Body and Alignment on 4th Street since 1948. Find them fast in names and numbers.
Hammershack, time to talk Dragon footballs. We welcome in head coach Tom Nicholson. Coach, tough game for your kids last week. First time in front of the home crowd. You bring in perennial superpower Webb City. But overall, when the game was over, I thought there was a lot more positive things than there was negative. It was just when you play teams the caliber of Webb City, you have to be almost perfect in order to come out with the win, and that just wasn't the case for you guys. What were your thoughts on last week?
Well, even after the game and watching film even more so, I thought our defense played very well. Very physical. Defensive line was not controlling, but was at least holding their own at the line of scrimmage. Linebackers, I thought, did a really good job. We had a couple of missed assignments, but not very many. And, secondary didn't give up the big play, but go back and you look at their touchdown drive. Third touchdown drive. I don't care if it's offense like that. I thought our defense made them scratch, earn every yard they got. We got turnovers inside the 5, never quit. They made them earn everything they got. So I was very proud of the defensive staff and the defensive players. And offensively, it's never as bad as you think, and it's never as good as you think. And that was the case most of the time. We got nothing going on offense, and that starts with play sequencing, play calling, situational stuff that I was calling, and then usually on most offensive plays it was one missed block, and that guy would make a tackle. And when you play the caliber of school Webb City, you better get your blocks. There's not going to be much yardage, and that was definitely the case. You just got to tip your hat to their defense. They shut us down.
This was kind of what you wanted in bulking up the schedule to prepare yourselves better for the postseason, the way, 5 and 6-8, moving things to where everybody gets in. You've got to be playing your best football then. Do you feel like through 3 weeks it's doing what you wanted it to do, this tougher schedule with Harrisonville, Webb City in the first 3 weeks, maybe not exactly the old K-State model of scheduling, but this is what you felt like you needed? Is it where you want it to be at this point?
Well, you really won't know till the end of the year if it's doing what you want, because that's what it's designed for. But what we're telling the kids is this: we see what we got to work on, and whether that's technique work or something along those lines, or is it a personnel change that needs to happen, we're seeing what we need to be the best team we can possibly be. We told them after the game, you're not going to play. It doesn't matter how deep you go. You're not going to play anybody better than the team you just played. So what do we learn? What do we got to do to compete at that level? And, we're 1-2 and nobody wants to be 1-2, but if we're learning from that, if we're improving from that, if we're figuring out what we got to do to be the best possible team that we can be, then yeah, it's doing its job. If all we're doing is losing confidence and getting beat up, then no, it's not. But I think our kids are pretty resilient. I think they understand why we're doing what we're doing, and it's to be as good as possible and to try to make a deep run in the postseason.
First complete game career start for the quarterback, Chase Curtis. Your overall thoughts on his play? From what I saw, made the right reads, did what you asked him to. He just needs to grow a little bit, like you would expect a first-year starter to do.
Oh yeah, he did fine. Chase has had a whole 1.5 series of football under before he goes up against Webb City, who is a very much improved defense. And like I said, just very, very quick. He did fine. I mean, that game was moving at a very fast pace. The bodies were flying around pretty quickly. So there was no stair step up there. It was, okay, you go from JV ball to here's one of the best defenses you're going to see all season. See what you can do. And when he was coming off the sidelines, he was telling me what he was seeing. It was all correct. And if there was a mistake, he was telling me I should have done this. Chase is a really, really smart football player. And I thought he did fine. It was there plays we could make. Well, yeah, but there was calls I could make too that would have put him in a better situation to be more successful. And that's where it starts with, is me putting Chase in a better spot. And he's going to be fine. He's a good one. And I thought he graded out pretty well for us. There wasn't too many misreads or mistakes. And for the first full game, I thought he did great.
Coach, you're a third of the way through the season. It flies by at a frantic pace, it seems like. What have you learned about your team over the course of these 3 weeks?
Well, we've got some leaders. We got some senior leadership. They're coming to practice. We're putting in some very long practices. When you're playing these teams, it's not just watch a little film, go out, do a little bit, and go home. I mean, these kids are here. They're getting here at 7 o'clock in the morning, and they're here at 7:30 at night, and they're grinding. And there's not been a whole lot of complaining. And we're getting beat up, so our younger kids are having to step up and get reps and learn. So it's an adjustment period for a lot of people. Everybody's got to be on their game. It doesn't matter if you're first, second, third string, and are doing a nice job of trying to teach them and show them the way. And it's fun to see the younger ones learn what it takes to prepare. They're on their huddle accounts, studying film. They're asking questions. They're texting questions to you at 9:30 at night about some play they're looking at. So it's just fun to see the maturity level of the team rise. But we're still kind of searching for that offensive identity. I think defensively we're close to where we need to be and continue to get better. I like the physicality we play with, and offensively we're still looking for some answers. So it's still a work in progress.
Coach, I mentioned it when you came up for the post game following the call last Friday night. It's not going to take much to get these kids refocused this week as rival Fort Scott comes to town, and I mean that's enough said right there. I mentioned it and said it's Fort week. How have the kids bounced back from that loss? Do you see that focus in turning that game off and getting prepared for the next one?
Oh yeah. I mean, we do Monday film right after the team. That's when we finish up our Friday, and then that's over and done with. And the only thing we reference from the game before is, what do we need to fix? That's kind of been the mantra. It's not time to throw everything out and start over just because we're 1-2. It's about every man on the team has one or maybe two things they need to do better this week. And we need to correct those one or two things, and that's been our point of emphasis for everybody. And if you do that every single week, you're pretty solid. But Fort Scott, there's plenty of motivation there. They're our rivals. They're the Tigers. They're a great program, great coaches, state championships. Last couple of years we got on them. I know they have revenge on their mind. They're a much, much improved team. And then we got them for homecoming. So, you can't throw any more salt in the wound than we're throwing on Fort Scott. So they're going to come loaded for bear. And we need to fix those one or two things per man to be able to compete with this team.
Coach Campbell's going to have a squad, as you just mentioned, that is going to be ready the moment they step on the field. You kind of know what you're going to get. Coach Campbell hasn't changed a whole lot in his coaching tenure. He's thrown in a few little wrinkles in his offense and defenses. But what do you see from this year's Tiger squad that cautions you a little bit?
They're much more physical, and they're huge on the offensive line. They got Fort Scott, a lot like Webb City, runs a strong side and a quick side, and they've got a 270 and a 290 on the strong side, and the quick guard's 265. They are large, and they move. They're good athletes. And then two of those guys play defensive tackle as well. So they're much bigger, they're much stronger, and more athletic on the offensive and defensive lines than they've been. And when you're playing Fort Scott, they're a running team. It starts and ends with their line. And then they throw a couple running backs behind them that have great vision, quick feet. A couple 5'8", 185-pound kids that are tough to get on the ground. So they do a good job of controlling the ball, controlling the time of possession, and they just grind drives down your throat. 12, 15-play drive that ends in points that's just a morale killer, and they're really good at putting those drives together. So it's a bigger, stronger, faster, much improved team.
It's getting to that point in the season, a third of the way through, where it becomes more of a grind. Physical games that you guys have been playing in. You had one last week against Webb City. You'll have the same this week against Fort Scott. How are the kids holding up conditioning-wise, physically? This is where it can start to wear on a kid. Is everybody wearing purple still feeling pretty good?
Well, we're bruised up and we're sore, but for the most part, it's little things. But that's part of what we're having to adjust to. Taking care of yourself doesn't just happen at practice. It's a 24-hour-a-day thing. These kids have to get their rest. They have to get their food. And now the weather's cranked back up to where it's in the mid-90s. They got to stay hydrated and, constantly stretching. They got to work the soreness out. They've got to ice. It's an all-day, all-night affair trying to keep your body healthy because it is a tough year, and we're just getting going. But, it's a physical ball game, and particularly the guys that play with their hand on the ground, they're nursing some bumps and bruises, but nothing that's going to affect them long-term and keep them out.
Coach, appreciate your time. Best of luck Friday night, and we'll holler at you in the postgame.
Sounds good. Thanks, Aaron.
You bet. That's Tom Nicholson, head coach of the Purple Dragons.
Right now, you can choose how you want to save at Pittsburg Ford on America's #1 selling truck, the 2016 Ford F-150. Choose 0% for 72 months or rebates as high as $6,050. Or choose 0% for 72 months or $2,500 in rebates on the 2016 Ford Edge. And finally, you can get $1,000 in rebates or 0% financing for 72 months on the 2017 Ford Escape or $2,500 in rebates. Some rebates may require financing through Ford Motor Credit. See dealer for details.
At Pittsburg Ford, you're very special to us.
Find them fast at names and numbers.
Now back to Dragon football.
CDL
back live at Hutchison Field as we are just moments away from the opening kick. The captains are out on the field. We are getting the coin toss right now. Fort Scott appears to have won the toss. They will receive. The Dragons will start on defense, and that works right in perfectly to what I had ready to go next. Tonight's starting lineups, they are brought to you by Pittsburg Ford. Pittsburg Ford is a team of experts to ensure that you get exactly what you want when you step onto their lot. Whether you're there for an amazing new vehicle to maintain your current one, Pittsburg Ford is there to help. Starting for Pittsburgh up front, Devron Duncan, Nathan Neef get the start at the tackles. It will be Trevor Kent and Nate Woods at the ends. The linebacking core, Dylan Prince, Joe Talley, and Keith Waltrip. And in the secondary, Joel Kafka and Jelani Long. At the safeties, Elijah Harris and Drew Rolfs, your two cornerbacks. For the Fort Scott Tigers, coached by Bob Campbell, the front five is number 54, Ben Daniels, number 74, Andrew Callahan, number 75, Colby Page, Charles Pitawanis, number 76, and Jacob Hood start along the front line. The wide receivers are Alex Gorman and Gunnar Brown. Running backs, Zarek Fuel, Taylor Ingstrom. Ingstrom also runs a little tight end as well. Morgan Stoughton is another running back in the list. And the quarterback for the Tigers, number 4, 5'11", 170-pound junior, Jesse Jones. Nathan Neef out to tee it up. Let's tee it up. The opening kickoff is brought to you by the Law Office of Edward J. Battatory. Protect your rights. You don't have to do it alone. Experience counts. Call the Law Office of Edward J. Battatory. Tonight's kickoff time and temperature is brought to you by CDL Electric. CDL is the leader in residential, commercial, and industrial heating, cooling, and refrigeration. Call the professionals at CDL to make sure your home or office is the right temperature all the time. It is 84 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful night. Seems the weather's more like opening night than a week 4, but we're ready to roll. It is 7:01 official game time. Neef paces it back. 8 back. 4 to his left. Back deep. Zarek Fuel waits at about the 3-yard line. Neef puts boot to ball, moving left to right on your radio dial. It goes to about the 1-yard line. Out to the 10, 15. The Dragon kicking team converges there. That was Gunnar Brown on the return. Fort Scott will have it 1st and 10 at their own 15. The 4-4 defense for the Dragons. Leroy O'Bray, the defensive coordinator for Pittsburg High. 2 tight ends, 1 back set. Under center is Jones. Turns, hands off to Fuel. Nowhere to go. There to make the stop, Nathan Neef. That was Morton Stoughton, with the first carry. Give him 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Didn't seem to be much there, but the offensive line moved the pile for Fort Scott, and they were able to get 3. I formation behind Jones. This time they do give it to Fuel. He's wrangled in the backfield. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage. Coming in, Dylan Prince. From that middle linebacker position, Prince filled hard, made the play. Nearly a horse collar. Got to be careful of that. He got up awful high on that tackle. Jesse Jones, the junior quarterback, all the way to the sideline to get the play call from Bob Campbell. Tigers break the huddle. Tied into the right side. 2 receivers back split. Jones going to roll. Fires that direction intended for Gunnar Brown. Pass goes incomplete, and it'll bring up. Thanks, Zia. Brings up 4th down punting situation for Fort Scott. Joel Kafka will go deep on the return. Watch it online, ESPN1007.com. On the radio dial, KSHQ, the sports headquarters, 100.7. Tyler Darrow back in the studio, keeping us on the air. Xander Amershak running the camera for me tonight. Punt is away, end over end. Wobbler bounces it to Tiger 50, hits off Joe Talley, and it'll be Tiger football. Talley was back blocking, a short punt, bounced off his leg. Fort Scott right there to make the play. Well, that'll work to get the first down. Unorthodox way to do it, but it's 1st and 15, or 1st and 10 at the ball at the 45. Jones under center, back split behind him, tied into the right side, 2 receivers set. Little motion up front, no call, handoff Fuel. Quick hitter up the middle, nowhere to go. Stop made. That was Devron Duncan along with Dylan Prince, and Prince is coming out of the ball game. 2nd down and 8. It's Fuel. Gets 2. Jones sends a man in motion. Coming across is Brown. First man through is the fullback, Stoughton. He picks up a big gain, give him 11. We'll move the chains into Dragon territory. Ball marked at the 43. 9:50 to play. The Dragons forced a 3 and out. The punt bounced off Joe Talley. The Tigers took over from there, which technically is now their second possession. Alex Gorman comes wide to the near side. Jones hands off, first man through. Runs right into Trevor Kent. Big stop by the defensive end. Northwestern commit comes down the line and hits Stoughton hard. Now the length of the football will give him 1. 9:15 to play. Tigers moving the ball in their road whites. Fort Scott across the chest. Pittsburg home purples with the digital camo gray pants. Jones on the option, keeps it around the right side, gets to the 40, upended right there. Nathan Neath helps on the tackle. Leading the charge, though, was Keith Waltrip.
On the tackle, number 54, Jerry Butcher, along with number 65, Nathan Neath.
3 yards. Ball spotted just inside the 40.
Play does bring up a 3rd down and 6 for Fort Scott.
Jarek Butcher in at the middle linebacker spot that last play. Also coming up off the pile, he replaced Prince. Coach Mingarelli really loves this linebacking core. He can go 6 deep. Fuel on the isolation over the right side. Weaves his way through the line. Tackled from behind. Trevor Kent. But Fuel able to pick up another 2 yards. It'll be 4th down and 3. They got to get to the 33. Ball spotted at the 36. Coach Brown, big decision to make. Into the game is Alex Gorman. Exiting is Clayton Raines. To the huddle, Jesse Jones. Very important, your defensive line. Ball hawking right now. Do not want to jump off sides. 4 seconds on the play clock. Coach Campbell's going to call a timeout. We'll take it with him. Back in a minute. No score. 7:48 to play. Fort Scott with a big decision.
What do you want from your bank?
Access to my account information on my phone.
Security, convenience, and friendly staff.
When I call, I want to speak with a real person.
I want it all. Low fees, low loan rates, and high deposit rates.
What if there was a place like this in your community? There is. Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union with locations in Pittsburg, Fort Scott, Independence, and Coffeyville, serving area residents since 1949.
Where hundreds of wiffle ball games will be played, where countless slumber parties are held. It's your home, where memories are made every day. To view all of the current listings, browse their website at pitrealty.net. Your new home and your new memories start at...
Now back to Dragon football.
That was a great 4th down and 3 for the Fort Scott Tigers. Jesse Jones needed a couple extra seconds over talking to Coach Campbell. Now relays the play to the huddle. Fuel and Stoughton split backs behind him. Long snap count. Jones trying to draw him off. The Dragons don't budge. They run veer to the right side. Stoughton, the first man through. He's right at the sticks. It's going to depend on the mark. Fort Scott coaches on the far sideline think they have it. Coach Campbell over there to confirm. They are going to get it. He picks up the necessary 3. Moving the chains. Stoughton with a hard 3-yard gain. Give him 3.5. Drive extended for Pittsburgh. For Fort Scott. Tough spot for the defense, forcing the 3 and out. Willing to give it right back. Inside quick trap, Fuel, nowhere to go. They swallow him up. Neef was there to plug the hole. The ball, Fuel bounced it to the right side, and Kent stops him there. Loss of 2. Second down and 12, 7:05 remaining. Full college slate tomorrow on the sports headquarters, 100.7. I believe Tennessee and Florida is the first game that we have. Cannot remember. I'll see if I can look up game 2. Pitt State on the road at Lindenwood. Second man through on the counter. Fuel. He is swallowed up. 4 Dragons there. Leading the charge, Dylan Prince from that middle linebacker spot. Tally also there to assist. Fuel has lost 5 now in the last 2 plays. Third down and 15. Zarek Fuel.
He brings up a third down and 14 for the Tigers.
So I said the Gorillas on the road at Lindenwood. Talked to Coach Weimers last night, said he'd be up in St. Louis. Tuned in and listening. Back to pass. Jones hit as he throws it. Ball floats along the sideline. Caught. Gunnar Brown brings it down at the 10-yard line. 25-yard pitch and catch. First and goal to go. It's going to be spotted right at the 10. This will be the 10th play and the second drive for Fort Scott. They're 13th overall. Gunnar Brown just ran a fly pattern straight down the sideline. He's able to out-jump the corner on that side, Drew Rolfs. Back split, tied into the right. Jones under center. Right tackle jumped, and the official promptly throws his flag. 5:45 remaining, first quarter. Pittsburg High is yet to touch the football. Other games in the MyTown Media Radio Network. St. Mary's Colgan at Columbus. Frontenac plays Riverton this evening. Stream all of our games at ESPN1007.com. The Raiders on 1340 Fox Sports. Quarterback keeps it, now pitches on the edge to Fuel. He's hit at the 10 by Harris. Spins out of that and finally taken to the turf. Keith Waltrip and Joel Kafka usher him out of bounds. No gain. Oh, excuse me. Picks up a yard. They're going to give him 1. So he's knocked out of bounds at the 14-yard line. 5:01, clock rolls. Evidently they kept him in, just stopped his forward progress. Receiver goes way right to the right. Brown goes in motion. Now they have 2 receivers to that side. Whistle, play stopped. Timeout called, Fort Scott. Tigers have used 2 on this drive. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Fort Scott's knocking on the door. 2nd and 14 from the 14. Back in 30.
Are you tired of all those confusing checking account options? The Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union makes your choice simple. We only have one option. Our checking account has no monthly fees, and if you maintain a $2,000 minimum balance, we pay you interest. Get the Credit Union Advantage at 416 North Broadway or call 620-231-5719 for more information. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA up to $250,000.
Now back to Dragon football.
Dragon defense has been on the field for now 7.5 minutes. This is the opening 2 drives. Pittsburgh first 3 and out. The punt bounced off the leg of Joe Talley as he was back in coverage, blocking. Short punt bounced up on him. The Tigers recovered. Since then have been on a 10-play drive that started at their own 45. Jones from the numbers to the huddle. They break it. Stoughton, the only back. Fuels lined up in the slot to the right side. Gunnar Brown to the left. Now he goes across in motion. They're going to roll Jones, being pursued by Prince and Harris. He throws it out of bounds. Nowhere around. That's got to be grounding. Who's he throwing it to? No flag. Incomplete pass brings up 3rd down and 15. Harrison Prince giving chase, hit him right as he threw it out of bounds. Being that they have the chain set on the far side, they're going to be able to get a first down, but they might as well score because it is literally at about the 2-inch line to pick up the first down. Jones calls the play. The Tigers break the huddle. Come up. Split backs tied into the right side. Jones straight drop back pass. Pump fakes looking for the corner. Picking on Drew Rawls. Ball flies out of bounds. Incomplete. It'll bring up a 4th down. Not sure about the kicking game at Fort Scott this season. They've been very good the past couple of years. They're going to go for it. Play clock at 16. They break the huddle with 12. Tied into the left side, 2 receivers to the right. Ferguson and Brown. They're going to roll to the right, giving chase. Ball thrown to the 5, caught by Brown. He fumbles it into the end zone. What's the call? It's going to be a touchback, I believe. Pittsburg High recovers it in the end zone. Gunnar Brown made the catch at the 5, slipped a tackle, was headed for the end zone, hit again at the 2, coughed it up. Pittsburg High will have it at the 20. First and 10 in their first offensive possession. PHS at their own 20 comes out for the first play from scrimmage. Quarterback Chase Curtis sends a man in motion. It's Kagan Cole. Run the option to the near side. Curtis keeps it. Pickup of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5. Coming to get the play call. Drew Ross will run it back in. Relay to Curtis. Fort Scott, 4-man front. Running a 4-3. I formation behind Curtis. First man through is Vaughn. They fake it to him. The pitch out to Long. Long has first down yardage. A couple of more. Finally tackled at the 33. Jelani Long picks up 7 as they back it up to the 32. First down for Pittsburgh. Elijah Harris now enters the game in the slot. No score. 3.5 to play first quarter. Dragons running their 3rd play offensively. Heavy set to the left. Fake the isolation. They're going to roll Curtis to his left. Long pass. Elijah Harris catches it in traffic at the 30-yard line of Fort Scott. He's brought down immediately there. Ball hung in the air forever, and Elijah's able to bring it down. "38-yard catch." Gives the Dragons a 1st and 10 in Tiger territory. 3 receivers to the right side. Noah Vaughn, the lone back. No tight ends this set. They give it to Vaughn. He powers over the left side, breaks the tackle at the 25, down to the 21. Give him 8 on his first carry. Making the stake, Keyshawn Adams. Trevor Kent, the tight end, back in this set. He'll go to the right side along with Kagan Cole to the left. As Sandberg to give up the middle. Jelani Long, he's hit hard by Jesse Lawrence, but not before he picks up first down yardage inside the 20 at the 18. Give him 4. The chains move. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. 2:23 to play. The Dragons very efficient offensively in their first drive. Again, Pittsburgh will send 3 to the right side, 1 to the left. No tight ends. Vaughn sets up to the left side of Curtis from the shotgun. The snap from White gives it to Curtis. He's looking for Elijah. Back corner fade over the hands or out of the hands of Harris. There's a flag on the play in the area of holding. See what the call is. It is a hold. The white hat talks to the umpire. Go back, the Dragons up. .201 and counting first quarter. The sun nearly set to the west, which is the way the Dragons are driving. Now first down and 21 as they spot it right at the 30, in between the hashes. I formation, receiver to each side. Tied in to the left, that's Kent. Fake it to the first man through, get the pitch out to Long, it goes behind him. The Dragons turn it over. Fort Scott falls on the fumble. Just like that, the momentum snatched away. Fort Scott has it. The official signal from the white hat will give the Tigers the football at the 37. Pittsburgh was clicking, and then a penalty snowballs into a turnover. The Dragon defense will be back on the field once again. Jones breaks the huddle, sends the receiver to each side, tied into the right, back split behind him. Give to Stoughton over the edge, right side, following his tackle. Hooked up by the ankles. Trevor Kent hauls him to the turf, pickup of 3. 2nd down and 7. Excuse me, that's 88, not 87. Peyton Steele makes the stop on that. He comes in. Steele, 6'2", 180-pound sophomore, getting some reps at defensive end. They're going to run the option near side. Dive back covered, quarterback covered. They pitch out to Fuel. Jesse Lawrence, that's 25, not 22 on the carry. Gets out to the 42. Another 2 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and long 5 for the Tigers. 46 seconds. Clock rolls. So we near the end of the first quarter. No score from Hutch Field. I formation. Stoughton, the fullback, is going to take it right up the middle. Hit by Prince. Dillon well high on him. Wrangles him to the turf. After a pickup of 6, give him a first down. 1st and 10. They wind the play clock. There's about a 1 second difference. They're going to have to run another one before the quarter runs out. 4-man defensive front. Inside give. Stoughton hit by Woods, assisted by Devron Duncan. Nowhere to go. 2nd and 10. That'll bring us to the end of the quarter. No score at the end of 1. Back in a minute. We'll kick off the second quarter. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Fort Scott Tigers.
Since 1945, Tri-State Building has been helping build the four-state area, providing quality construction services and dependability at competitive prices. Tri-State Building has a reputation as a general contractor and an authorized Butler builder, which holds experience, quality, and reliability above all other considerations. Tri-State Building has built a multitude of projects and is your full-service design build contractor that can take you from concept to grand opening. For an honest and proven contractor, call us, Tri-State Building.
The mark of a great body shop is no mark at all. Whether your vehicle has minor door dings, scratches, been in a fender bender, or just needs a complete makeover, Vietti Auto Body in Pittsburgh will make it look as good as new. Vietti Auto Body on East 4th in Pittsburgh since 1948. Find us fast in names and numbers.
Or check out our digital dealership online at evansmotors.net.
Now back to Dragon football.
Amershak back at Hutch Field. Xander Amershak running the camera for me this evening. Tyler Dare back at the station keeping us on the air. Changed the score bug on our online video stream, and it's now the second quarter. Fort Scott has the ball right at the midfield stripe. Second down and 10. Second man through. Zarek Fuel gets out into Dragon territory. Hauled down at the 46. Stop made Joe Talley, along with Trenton Austin. Give him 5. Bring up a third down, long 4. Tigers break the huddle. A receiver to each side, tied into the right. High formation, Stoughton, the fullback. They're going to follow his block. It's Fuel over the left edge. Makes a man miss at the 40 into the 35. Finally brought down in the secondary at the 32-yard line. Pickup of 7. Gives the Tigers a first down. 11:21, second quarter. Fort Scott once again moving the ball efficiently. Dragons in the 4-4. Walk a man up on the left side. That's Waltrip. They squeeze it down inside on the give. Jones follows the fullback through that time. Pickup of maybe 2. Second down and 8. The Tiger offense has been on the field forever. Here to start this game. Back split. Jones to drop back. In his face was Austin. The pass in the air. Flag flies as it was picked off by Kafka. It's going to be an interference call. Who was pushing? Pass interference on the defense. Negates the pick. Be good enough for first down yardage, so they'll move the chains first. And 10, ball spotted at the 18-yard line. Fort Scott all the way to the 2 on their second possession before they fumbled it into the end zone. Pittsburgh High, a fumble of their own on an option pitch. Jelani Long couldn't haul it in. Derek Bowling, the fullback, leading the way for Zarek Fuel. Has to bounce it to the outside, hit hard. Their flag flies late. Should have been a hold on the edge as Fuel tried to get to the corner. It is. Teams trade turnovers, or excuse me, trade penalties. From the spot, it appears right at the line of scrimmage. We'll back them up. Be first down and 20. from the 27. That is where they set it down. We'll try it again. 10:23 remaining, first half. Tigers have had the football for what seems like forever. Jesse Jones comes from the sideline. Calls the play. Stoughton to the left. Fuel to the right as the backs are split. Tight end left. They're going to send the man in motion. Flags fly. Somebody jumped on the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back penalties for the Tigers will make it 1st and 25. Tied into the left side, gave a little hitch as the man went in motion. That's enough to draw the penalty. Again at the numbers. Jesse Jones gets the play call from head coach Bob Campbell. Tigers break it. Wide to the right side comes Alex Gorman. To the left, Gunnar Brown. Brown comes across the formation in motion. Backs are split. Stoughton over the right side. Hit hard as he got the football. Trevor Ken again squeezing down. No, excuse me. I don't know how I confused those two, but that was Keith Waltrip. Big stick from Waltrip.
Number 42, Keith Waltrip for the Dragons.
No gain. 2nd down and 25. Waltrip was there so immediately, I assumed it had to have been the defensive end. It was not. Waltrip on the blitz this time, nearly gets to the quarterback Jones as they throw to the fullback. Knocked out of bounds. Little fullback screen, slip screen over the left side. Tally ushers him out of bounds. Pickup of 7 on the catch. Ball spotted at the 26. Third down and 18. Once again, Brown comes across the formation. Again, the screen thrown over the head of the intended receiver, tailback. Jesse Lawrence hits the turf in front of a diving Kafka.
Number 42, Keith Waltrip on the coverage. Play does bring up a 4th down and 17.
4th down, 17. Ball at the 27. They're in no man's land. The Tigers are going to have to go for it. I don't think they've got a kicker that can put it 41 yards through the uprights. Definitely not a place you want to punt the football. They're going to take a delay game, back it up. Now they may pooch punt it. Ball still spotted there. I swear I said that. Pittsburgh might have declined the penalty. 9:34. Colgan leads over Columbus 7-0. Last report got sent via text message. Fuel now splits wide to the left. Kent on the move, drags down Jones, shakes it loose, ball's on the turf, goes out of bounds. It'll be a turnover on downs as Jones loses 6 yards. The Dragons will have it at their own 34 to start their second possession of the game. .906 remaining in the first half. Curtis under center, offset eye, hands to Vaughn. Vaughn has a seam. The fullback rumbles his way forward. Pickup of 10. See where they set the box. It may be short. Give him 9. Now they're going to measure now. He's right at the sticks. We'll wait and see what the call is. I was perfect up in Harrisonville. I think he's a little short this time. I am incorrect. 10 yards on the carry as the chain split the football. 1st and 10. Dragons at the 44-yard line. Ty Cicero, tight end. Comes in. Gets the play late as the Dragons break the huddle. Kagan Cole wide to the near side and a little disgruntled on the personnel situation. Coach Nicholson calls a timeout. We'll take it with them. Still no score in this one. Pittsburg and Fort Scott knotted up. The Dragons just in their second possession. Back in 30 seconds.
The human eye blinks about 17,000 times a day, but here's a real eye-opener. Dry eyes can cause irritation, red eyes, and blurred vision. Don't assume your blurry vision means you need new glasses or contacts. The doctors at Kanar Eye Care are experienced in diagnosing and treating dry eyes with the newest treatments available. So schedule your eye exam in Pittsburg or Girard with Kanar Eye Care, the clear choice.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
Now back to Dragon football.
We're back at Hutchfield. The sun's nearly completely gone. Sky darkens up, still not a cloud in the sky. It is still very balmy and hot up here in this press box for sure. Labette 8, Parsons 0, the end of the first quarter. Score updates throughout the game brought to you by Lindbergh Pharmacy. The tradition of quality service continues today just as it did in 1877. Lindbergh Pharmacy staff strives to provide superior clinical services and convenience to all of their customers. Flag flies. False start on the Dragons out of the timeout. 1st and 10 turns to 1st and 15. As we talked in the open, Pittsburgh trying to develop some rhythm offensively. They looked like they had it in that first possession until a penalty followed up by a fumble slowed things down. Kagan Cole never did go back to the huddle. Just split wide to the left. Or if you're the cornerback, Keyshawn Adams, you know the ball's not coming towards you. Wildcat formation this time. Elijah Harris, the quarterback. He's going to catch it, go left side, cuts back to the right, slips the tackle at the 40, out to the 42. Finally hauled to the turf after a pickup of 3. Four or five Tigers peel off the pile. Derek Bollinger, one of those last off the turf. 3 receivers to the left. Inside give, Noah Vaughn. The fullback rumbles, stumbles, leans, falls for a pickup of 4. On the stop, Jesse Lawrence. Third down and 7 for Pittsburgh. Ball spotted at the Dragon 48. They need to get to the 45 of Fort Scott. 7:32. Clock rolls. 3 receivers near side. Harris at the top of the screen. They're going to go to Elijah in space. Shakes a man at midfield. Tackled at the Tiger 47. It's going to be short by 1.5 yards. 4th and 1. Pittsburgh keeps the offense on the field. The Dragons, 11 plays offensively is all they've ran tonight. Kagan Cole to the top of the screen, the right side of the formation. To the near side is Harris. I formation. Give it to the fullback, Vaughn. He's got enough for a first down. Noah Vaughn always good for 2 or 3. Picks up 6 to the 40. Noah's having a good night. The fifth play of this drive. Clock stops to move the chain, 6:25. The tight end, Kent, is out. Another one of the three receiver sets. No, they've got Ty Cicero over on the right side. He's at a wing. They're going to shift him from right to left. Puts his hand in the ground. Toss sweep. Jelani Long backpedals his way as he was hit hard by Lawrence. It continued to turn his feet backwards all the way down for a pickup of 3 to the 37. Second and 6. The Dragons moving quickly. Heavy set right. They give it to Vaughn. Vaughn flips the tackle at the line of scrimmage. Lowers his shoulder. Hauled to the turf at the 32. It's going to be short by a yard. Picks up 6. Charles Pithawani, the D tackle, makes the stop for the Fort Scott Tigers. Cicero to the left, Woods to the right, both tight ends in the game. Handoff, Vaughn, left side. The fullback lowers his shoulder, looking for contact, didn't get any until into the secondary. Picks up 5. Ball spotted at the 27. Kent checks back in. He'll come to the left side of the formation. Woods to the top. All the way at the top of the numbers on the right side is Elijah Harris. Curtis under center. Eye formation. Handoff, Long. Jelani tiptoes through the hole, then lowers his shoulder, gets down to the 20. Picks up 7. Jelani Long will give the Dragons a 2nd and 3. I formation behind Curtis. Once again, under center. Calls out the signal, looking for the tight end dump. Trevor turned and stopped running. They were wanting a defensive hold. Coach Nicholson all the way out to the numbers, voicing his displeasure. Comes back to the sideline as that one falls incomplete. Ball spotted between the 20 and 21. 3rd down and 3. Curtis under center, the eye straight behind him. Give, Noah Vaughn looking for 3. Give it to Vaughn. And he pushes the pile forward inside the 15 to the 14. Pickup of 6. 1st and 10 Dragons at the 14. 3:45, clock stopped to move the chains. They'll wind it now. As Curtis goes to the huddle. White leads the line to the football, to the near side. Kagan Cole. Again, Vaughn, this time stood up. Chris Stell, defensive lineman, makes the stop. Vaughn gets 3. It's the 12th play of the drive, 3:14, clock rolls. In is Kent, out is Woods. Landon Conrad also in at wide receiver. An official holding up a strap, somebody's missing something. They throw it to the Dragons sideline. Pittsburgh says none of their players are missing anything. It could be off a Tiger. High snap, give inside. Noah Vaughn cuts back, whistle and a hold. Or excuse me, flag and a hold. Not sure who it was on. I didn't see it in the play. It's going to back the Dragons up 10. They march it back, and we'll spot it right on the 20, left hash. 4 ticks shy of 3 minutes remains first half. From the shotgun, Harris in motion. They're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. Noah Vaughn leading the charge. Harris to the 15, down to the 10. Whistle blows as he was hit a little late. Give him 9 yards. They're going to put it officially at the 11. Third down and 6 for Pittsburgh. Need to get to the 9. Quickly out of the huddle, 3 receivers left side. Dragons are going to roll Curtis that way. Chase to the end zone in the corner. Whistle. The flag flies. Harris says he caught it. It's a touchdown. Elijah Harris in the corner of the end zone with the reception. A 10-yard throw. I didn't see him come down as there's quite a few people on the sideline. Ten-yard touchdown. Dragons lead 6-0 pending the Nathan Neef PAT. The snap from Willis. The hold from Harris. The kick is up and good. Dragons lead 7-0 back in 30 seconds. 1:57 remaining first half.
At Commerce Bank, we offer auto loans that fit your world.
In my world, I need a different car, so I need an auto loan now. The next car I buy will be red, fast, sporty, and we probably want 3 rows so the kids can really spread out.
Whether you're buying new or used or refinancing your current car, Commerce Bank can help. We'll get you a competitive auto loan that fits your budget and flexible payment options that make sense for you. We can even pre-approve a loan so you can start looking for that car that fits your family. We make it easy. So apply today at a branch, over the phone, or online at commercebank.com.
Easy? That's great.
Easy. That's Commerce Bank.
Now back to Dragon football.
.157 remaining in the first half. Pittsburgh High capitalizes on a 14-play drive capped off by a 10-yard pass into the corner of the end zone. Chase Curtis to Elijah Harris. Harris was interfered with and still able to come up with the reception. Nathan Neef on to kick. As you can see from the online screenshot, quite a few folks from Fort Scott made the trip down. A couple of the Dragon faithful invaded a couple of sections on that visiting side. Home side is packed full of purple tonight. Homecoming night for 2016. The Dragons break the huddle in kick formation. Sander going with the wide angle here on this kickoff. Try to follow the action a little better. Neef paces it off, gets the ready to play. Whistle from the official. Trots towards the ball, swings his right leg, puts his foot into it, high end over end kick. Zarek Fuel takes it at the 15, over around the left side. He's got an alley. Nathan Neef there to meet him at the 45 and shoves him out of bounds. The kicker makes the stop, which is never what you like to see. They'll mark it at the 47. .149, second quarter. The Dragons' drive started with 9:06 remaining in the quarter. Fort Scott now takes over with 1:49 remaining. Not great at math, but that's somewhere around 8.5 minutes, or 7.5 minutes, excuse me. Back split, Stoughton. So the quarterback keeps it over the left edge, gives it out now on the late pitch to Fuel. He gets into Dragon territory. At the 45, he's going to be a couple of yards short of the first down. Give him 8 on the carry. Dylan Prince with the stop. Tigers break the huddle. No time came off the clock on that last play. It was 1:42. They ran that play. It's now at 1:37. Zurich Fuel with the carry. Needed 2 to move the sticks. He's not going to give it. Only a yard. It'll bring up 3rd and 1. Now the clock continues to roll. 1:15. So we near the half. Back, Jones looking for the wide receiver screen. They get it up to Gunnar Brown. Brown around the left side. Down to the 25 before he's pushed out of bounds at the 30. It'll move the chains, and the clock stops with 63 seconds remaining. Ball now at the 34. That was good for 8 yards on the reception, wide receiver screen. It's an old play from back in the 90s. Ronnie West lived on back in Pitt State glory days. Timeout. No, not yet. Officials converging. It was at 1:03. Now the clock says 1:57. I believe they're going to ask to put 1:03 back on the clock. Although it never did run for the first play of this series. Side judge is going to talk to Tom Nicholson, Pittsburgh head coach. They relay it to Brandon Kidd, who relays it up to the booth. Tigers break the huddle, 64 seconds. They got it a bonus second. Back split, Fuel to the left, Stoughton to the right. We're going to fake it to Stoughton, drop back in the face. Jones is hit by Ken as he throws it. Flag flies as it's picked off again. Second interception is going to be negated by a pass interference call. Dragon coaches to the right of me in the booth, up in arms. It is pass interference on the Dragons.
Pass interference on the Purple Dragons.
We're going to mark it off 10 yards. Down to the Pittsburgh 19. 58 seconds. The Tigers trying to answer. The Dragons lead here 7-0. Jesse Jones took a shot on that last throw. Back under center. I formation behind him. Stoughton, the fullback. Zarek Fuel. So we're going to send a man in motion. Brown. Turn, toss sweep, left side. Fuel slips the tackle at the 10, down to the 5. Knocked out of bounds. Inside the 5 at the 4. Give him 15 on the carry. Ball spotted at the 4. First and goal to go 50 seconds. Big test for the Dragon D. Jones under center. Runs option right side. Hit from behind. Jarek Butcher on the stop. Coming in from the linebacker spot. No. Dylan Prince. Timeout Tigers. No gain on the play. Second and goal. 42 seconds remain. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Every 4 years, the fastest and strongest among us come together in one place to determine the best in the world. Frank Fletcher Toyota invites you to run through the tape.
31 million people have made the Toyota Corolla the best-selling car in the world. Drive away a brand new Corolla for as little as $16,997 or get 0% financing for 72 months.
And every Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our 24-month complimentary maintenance plan. The best deals on the best cars in America.
Only at Frank Fletcher Toyota, Joplin.
To gear up at Jocksnitch Sporting Goods for some Gorilla, Chiefs, or local high school football. Jocksnitch has something for the whole family. Stop in downtown Pittsburg or Parsons.
Now back to Dragon football.
42 seconds remain as Fort Scott knocking on the door. Second and goal to go from the 5. Jones lost a yard on that last run. Tigers break the huddle. I formation tied into the left side. Jones, the junior quarterback, barks out the signal, sends the man Brown, trying to crash down, give it to Fuel. Fuel tripped up. Great play on the edge. Keith Waltrip. There was a hole there. Waltrip closed it quick and got him with the ankle tackle. Maybe a yard back for Fuel. Third and goal from the 4. Inside handoff. Nothing doing. It'll bring up 4th and goal. 14 seconds. Clock winds. Six seconds. Jones snaps. That was 4th down. He snapped it. There's a second remaining. He tried to clock kill it on an incomplete pass. It was 4th down. 4th down spike gives the Dragons the football. Oh, they're going to call a false start. They want to decline that penalty with 1 second remaining. Pittsburgh. They're going to back it up 5 on the false start. It'll be 4th down and goal from the 7. They wind the clock, and the half is here. Pittsburgh High leads Fort Scott 7-0 at the break. 3 minutes. We'll come back as the Dragons are headed to the locker room. We'll be back with the SEK Urgent Care halftime show right after this.
Every 4 years, the fastest.
Why should you choose Pittsburg State University?
Nationally recognized academics.
Student-friendly tuition.
Incredible athletics. The amazing campus.
Whatever you're looking for in a university, you'll find it here.
It's why you belong. It's why you belong at Pittsburg State University.
What do you want from your bank?
Access to my account information on my phone.
Security, convenience, and friendly staff.
When I call, I want to speak with a real person.
I want it all. Low fees, low loan rates, and high deposit rates.
What if there was a place like this in your community? There is. Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union with locations in Pittsburg, Fort Scott, Independence, and Coffeyville, serving area residents since 1949.
At Lindbergh Pharmacy, we care about your health. From a qualified and caring staff to services like our Time My Meds and MedPack programs, Lindbergh Pharmacy provides personalized service you can count on. Refill prescriptions online at lindberghpharmacy.com or on your smartphone with our free Lindbergh Pharmacy mobile app. You can also sign up for our text alert program and we'll text or email you when your prescription is ready. Can't make it to us? We'll deliver your medications right to your door. Lindbergh Pharmacy, now 2 locations to serve you.
Hours to complete a round of 18. Crestwood also offers plenty of space for private functions such as birthdays, weddings, reunions, or any other special events. The 2016 membership drive is in full swing. For more information, contact General Manager Todd Casey at 231-6530. A golf heaven at a value price. Crestwood Country Club.
Hi, I'm Kendall Gammon. You may know me as a Kansas City Chief, but I'm also a proud graduate of Pittsburg State University. Pittsburg State offers more than 200 degree programs, small class sizes, and tuition so affordable, it earned Pittsburg State a top 10 ranking on Washington Monthly's Collegiate Best Bang for Your Buck list. But don't take my word for it. Visit Pittsburg State and see why there's nothing like being a gorilla. Learn more at pittstate.edu/BA Gorilla.
The Campus Bookstore, located inside the University Plaza, has always been the most affordable place to buy new and used textbooks for your college classes. And there is no doubt they offer the best price when buying them back. But did you know that now at the Campus Bookstore, you can save even more money? They will rent you the books you need for your classes. Don't stress about the buying and selling process. Rent your textbooks from the Campus Bookstore. And don't forget their game day gear by Nike. The Campus Bookstore.
Now back to Dragon football.
Aaron Amershak back live at the half on the SCK Urgent Care halftime show located on the corner of Centennial and Broadway. SCK Urgent Care is dedicated to providing excellent medical care in a rapid, caring, and courteous manner, all to walk-in patients 7 days a week, including evenings. Your first half summary. So I roll over to our second sheet of live reads. Fort Scott got the ball to start the ball game. Went 3 and out, punted, only to have it go off the leg of Joe Talley, recovered by the Tigers, who then went on a 13-play drive. And on 4th and goal, pass completed to Gunnar Brown, broke a tackle at the 10, down to the 3, hit, fumbled the ball into the end zone. Pittsburgh High took over on the touchback at their own 20-yard line. They then went 6 plays before Jelani Long coughed it up, giving the ball back to Fort Scott on their own 37. The Tigers mounted a 10-play drive, chewing up some clock that resulted in a turnover on downs. Pittsburgh High had it at their own 34-yard line with 9:06 to play in the first half. 14-play drive capped off by a 10-yard touchdown pass from Chase Curtis to Elijah Harris, giving the Dragons the 7-0 lead that we have now on the ensuing kickoff. Fort Scott drove the field down to the 3 before a flag and a 4th down spike into the ground resulted in a turnover on downs. After the penalty, they wound the clock with 1 second remaining and brings us to the half. The Dragons offensively, 20 plays of offense. Seemed like they were not on the field for very long. Had it for about a minute and a half in the first quarter, and then 7.5 minutes in the second on that scoring drive. But look good at times. Penalties are drive killers, and the Dragons have had a couple of those, not only on offense, but a couple of defensive pass interferences extended the drives for Pittsburgh as well. We're here on the SCK Urgent Care halftime shows. I'm going to add up some stats during this 3-minute timeout. We'll come back and bring you those, our first half recap, brought to you by Bob's Grill, a proud food tradition. Bob's Grill has been serving the community breakfast and lunch since 1964. Order what you want, eat what you get. Bob's Grill, 1014 North Broadway, Pittsburgh. The SCK Urgent Care halftime show rolls on after this 3-minute timeout.
If you want to improve your basketball skill set, you need to attend one of the Lane Lord basketball camps. Each camper receives individual attention and specific coaching adapted to age and skill level. There's something for everyone. A grade school camp for girls entering 3rd through 8th grade, a high school team camp available on 2 different weekends with both varsity and JV levels of competition, plus satellite camps throughout the summer. All campers receive instruction from head coach Lane Lord, head assistant Amanda David, along with former and current players. For more information, visit them online at lanelordbballcamps.com. Coach Lord and Coach David have seen tremendous success over the past several years, and they begin their recruiting at these camps, with over 20 former campers being signed. Visit lanelordbballcamps.com.
SEK Urgent Care, an independently owned medical facility, provides a full range of medical services in a warm and relaxing atmosphere. Dr. Brent Cousins, along with his highly qualified team of licensed physicians, physician assistant, and nurse practitioner, provide you with excellent medical care in a rapid, caring, and courteous manner. Our medical professionals offer treatment for walk-in patients 7 days a week, including evening and weekend hours, and we accept most insurance plans. Call today for an appointment or use our online appointment setting. SEK Urgent Care, Pittsburg, Kansas. See your ad at Names and Numbers.
Finding a lawyer means choosing someone with experience, confidence, and a good track record. Every legal situation is unique, and you need someone who will give you the level of comfort that he or she will treat your legal problem like it is their own. J. Gordon Gregory of the law firm of Wilbert & Towner is ready to provide you with that type of specialized assistance. With over 30 years of experience in Southeast Kansas, Gordy is ready to give you the personalized legal service your problem needs and deserves. Call J. Gordon Gregory of Wilbert & Towner today at 620-231-5620 or contact him online at wilburtontowner.com.
See their ad, Names and Numbers.
If you are injured in an accident or on the job, it is vitally important that you hire the right attorney. Before choosing an attorney, you should make sure they have the resources to fight large corporations or insurance companies. Your attorney should have extensive trial court experience and a track record of success. The Spigarelli Law Firm, with offices in Pittsburgh and Coffeyville, has the experience, resources, and reputation to provide the quality representation your claim deserves. Fred Spigarelli has received the top rating from his peers with the Martindale-Hubbell Independent Rating System. His firm has the resources to hire the experts and physicians needed to properly present your claim. The Spigarelli Law Firm has successfully tried cases for over 40 years and taken numerous cases all the way to the Supreme Court. Call the Spigarelli Law Firm today at 877-409-7931 or visit their website at spigarelli-law.com. You can also find them fast in Names and Numbers. Be sure to get reliable information when you choose an attorney to represent you.
Now back to Dragon football.
Aaron Amershak live at Hutchfield. We are at the half. Pittsburgh High leads the Fort Scott Tigers 7-0. My math skills have severely diminished over the years as I was trying to add up first half totals. I got Fort Scott's rushing done, and that was about it. Hand stats are a thing of the past. I need to get back to using my computer. Zarek Fuel leads the charge. He has 10 carries for 32 yards. Stoughton has 9 touches for 26. The quarterback, Jesse Jones, 6 carries for 2 yards. Through the air, Jones is 1, 2, 3 of 4 of 7 for 45 yards. Pittsburgh High, the workhorse, has been Noah Vaughn. Vaughn has 9 carries himself. Solani Long's carried it 4 times. The quarterback, Curtis, 3 through the air. Curtis has 1, 2, 3 for 3, 3 for 4 in the first half for 52 yards and a touchdown to Elijah Harris, the 10-yard pitch and catch, giving the Dragons that 2-0 lead. The first half stats brought to you by Monica Kellogg's CPA. Small business, or personal tax preparation, along with a variety of other accounting practices, are all available at Monica Kellogg CPA. Call today, 235-0920 to set your appointment. That's 235-0920 for Monica Kellogg CPA LLC. We've got another 3-minute timeout on the SEK Urgent Care Halftime Show. We come back, we'll get you some scores from around the area. The Dragons lead the Tigers here from Hutch Field, 7-0 with 2 quarters to play.
Watco Companies has been a member of the Pittsburgh community since 1983. Now a national freight transportation provider, Watco serves customers in 26 states by offering transportation, mechanical, and transload services. Whether transporting potatoes from Idaho, replacing rail cars in Iowa, or transloading rock in Alabama, Watco will never forget their roots because there's no place like home. Watco supports Pittsburgh community athletics and wishes all area teams the best of luck.
True test of a great insurance agency comes when you suffer a loss. It's easy to take your premiums, but Ray Ryan of Ryan Insurance of Pittsburgh knows that handling your claim is the most important service an insured needs.
Claim is our chance to let the customer know that we'll be out there, not just that we sold them a policy, we'll also be there when a claim occurs to make sure it gets handled in an honest, respectable way.
Ryan Insurance of Pittsburgh, a trusted choice agency. Find them fast in names and numbers.
PhelanLawFirm.com.
Were you hurt on the job?
PhelanLawFirm.com.
Were you injured in an auto accident?
PhelanLawFirm.com.
Fighting for your Social Security disability benefits?
PhelanLawFirm.com.
When accidents happen, when life takes an unexpected turn, when you need help the most, will you remember where to turn? The Law Office of William L. Phelan at
PhelanLawFirm.com.
At Lindbergh Pharmacy, we care about your health. From a qualified and caring staff to services like our Time My Meds and MedPack programs, Lindbergh Pharmacy provides personalized service you can count on. Refill prescriptions online at lindberghpharmacy.com or on your smartphone with our free Lindbergh Pharmacy mobile app. You can also sign up for our text alert program. We'll text or email you when your prescription is ready. Can't make it to us? We'll deliver your medications right to your door. Lindbergh Pharmacy, now 2 locations to serve you.
Our free head exam. We're sort of famous for it. People think it's funny when we say, get your free head exam. And it does sound funny, but it's serious business because you can lose your diamond if you don't do it, if you don't get your free head exam. I'm Jill Como. Of course, the head I'm talking about is not the one attached to your neck. There are other professionals for that. I'm talking about the head of your ring, the part that holds your diamond. The head of your ring has prongs. It has welds that keep the head attached to your ring. Those parts wear out, get weak, and they break. But foolish you didn't get your free head exam at Como Jewelry, so you didn't realize that your head was falling apart. And one day, your diamond was gone, just like that. You can stop that from happening to you. Just come see us at Como Jewelry in Pittsburgh and Joplin. Say you want your free head exam. You'll laugh, we'll laugh, and we'll save your diamond from falling out. You will be really happy.
Now back to Dragon football.
Amershak back at the half. Xander Amershak running the camera for me tonight. Tyler Dara is back in the studio, keeping us on the air. KSHQ 100.7 here on the SEK Urgent Care Halftime Show. As we will try to locate some scores from around the area. I did get you the Pittsburgh High rushing stats. Noah Vaughn, 8 carries for 56 yards. Jelani Long, 5 for 21. Elijah Harris, 1 for 9 through the air. Curtis is 3 of 4, 53 yards and a touchdown. Pittsburgh High ran 20 plays offensively in that first half. Fort Scott, 33 snaps of the football, not counting plays with penalty. Let's jump on Twitter to find some scores. You can send us your scores at ESPN1007. Be included in the campus bookstore scoreboard show afterwards. I like to follow along with at Scores in Kansas. Great follow on Friday nights. Part of the Sports in Kansas family. As they've got scores from all over. At the half, Columbus leads Colgan 20-7. Gardner Edgerton 13, Blue Valley Southwest 0. That's a halftime score as well. Ottawa on top of Chanute 34-0 at the half. Coffeyville 23, Towanda Circle 18, another half-time score. Baser Linwood 24, Independence 6. SEK scores. Neodesha leads Erie 6-0 at the half. Score of local interest. Andover 9, Andover Central 6 at the half. Andover Central coming to Pittsburg here in next week, as a matter of fact. As we continue to scroll on here, some scores from the half. Lewisburg on top of Eudora, 25-0. Shawnee Mission East, 28. Olathe North, 7. Lansing, 35. Leads Piper by 35 as they have yet to score. Frontenac leads Riverton in the second quarter. Last report, 41-0. Baxter Springs, 36, Southeast 0. In progress, Great Bend trails Dodge City, 17-14, that score. As those will give you our halftime scores. We look across the area. Those are brought to you in part by Crestwood Country Club, who is also our second half kickoff sponsor. Let's tee it up in the second half and bring you those halftime scores. With the help of Crestwood Country Club offering the area's best entertainment value, the weather eventually is going to cool off, making it a great time to hit the links for some fall golf. For membership information, call General Manager and Club Pro Todd Casey. Be sure to stick around at the conclusion of the ball game. We'll give you the Performance Spine and Sport post-game show. Wrap up final game stats and have head coach Tom Nicholson come up and join us, all on the Performance Spine and Sport post-game show. That precedes the Campus Bookstore scoreboard show. Tyler Darrow will be back in the studio trying to track down some victorious coaches and scores from across southeast Kansas, southwest Missouri, and a little bit of northeast Oklahoma. They've been dipping down into Oklahoma as we reach our coverage signal gets down there just a little bit. We're bringing up some scores from as many games as we can have. It's about time to tee it up. The Tigers will be kicking to the Dragons as they will defend the east goal back deep. Skylar von Winkelpleck and Corbin Jefferson. Appreciate all those of you tuned in to the ball game this evening. No matter how you consume us, we try to get it to you any way we can on the radio dial. KSHQ 100.7 ESPN Radio, the sports headquarters, online video, as well as our audio stream available there as well. ESPN1007.com. My oldest son, Xander, running the camera today. Tyler Darrow back in the studio. I'm Aaron Amershak as we are ready to kick off the third quarter of action. We'll change the score bug. Third quarter. Save. Boot to ball. Sends it deep. Bounces. Heads out of bounds. The Dragons will take over at their own 35. Second half action coming up. Lost my trash can. Chase Curtis leads the troops out onto the field. First and 10 at the 35. Inside handoff, nothing much doing there. Vaughn picks up a yard to the 36. Dragons send a receiver to each side. Backs are split. Now they're going to go to the eyes. Curtis comes up under center. Play clock at 10. Fake it to Vaughn. Give it to Long. Jelani maybe gets another yard. Stop made on the inside by the linebacker Derek Bollinger, 5'8", 165-pound junior, filling the gap. 3rd down and 8 after the Dragons pick up a yard each on the first 2 snaps here in the 3rd. Elijah Harris comes into the ball game. Curtis calls the play, and the Dragons break the huddle. Long snap count. Curtis back to pass. Has Harris, who with a step on the defender into Tiger territory, caught at the 40, drug out of bounds at the 38-yard line. 27-yard pass play from Curtis to Harris. 1st and 10 in Tiger territory, 10:47. The clock stopped as Elijah was drug out of bounds. To the sideline, Trevor Kent. Split wide to the near side is Conrad and Kagan Cole fumbled snap. Curtis just picks it up, tries to get what he can, and that's going to be a loss of 3. Second down and long 13, 10:25, clock rolls. Pittsburgh working between the tackles, then hit Harris on the outside, Cole to the near side. Drew Rolfs to the short side, that's Jelani Long breaking through, the man showing some wheels. 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Jelani Long hangs 6 on the board for Pittsburgh High. They now lead 13-0 on a 37-yard scamper. Huge hole over the left side on the isolation. .10:04 on the clock. Knee for the PAT. Snap, hold, kick, good. Pittsburgh leads the Tigers 14-0, 10:04 remaining 3rd quarter. Dragons just needed a minute and 58 to put more points on the board. Back in 30 seconds, you're watching and listening to Dragon Football on the MyTown Media Network.
Jim Riddell Construction has been dedicated to providing quick and efficient construction services to the Midwest since 1968. Operating primarily in Kansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma, Jim Riddell Construction specializes in fiber optics and trenchless technologies, such as inside and outside splicing, pipe bursting, horizontal directional drilling, and large diameter pipelines. Jim Riddell Construction, proud supporter of area athletics.
Now back to Dragon Football.
The offense found their rhythm there as they go 5 plays in a minute and 58 seconds, spanning 65 yards to take a 14-0 lead over the Fort Scott Tigers. Zerrick Fuel. Deep for the Tigers. The 2 upbacks in front of him, Gunnar Brown and Jesse Lawrence. Neve gets ready for play whistle. Dragons ready's called, and here they come. Boot to ball, near side, headed out of bounds. So the 2 kickoffs here in the 3rd quarter draw flags, and now Fort Scott will have it at their own 35. 10:04 remaining, third quarter. Jesse Jones brings the troops out for Coach Bob Campbell's Fort Scott Tigers. Neef, Duncan, the two tackles, Woods and Kent, the ends. Middle linebacker, Dylan Prince. Strong side backer, Keith Walkstrip. He has walked up on the defensive front. Squeezes down from the backside, looking for Fuel, who carries it to the left. He's hit after he picks up a yard. Dylan Prince leads the charge. Flag flies late. Fuel picks up 2. See what the penalty is. Personal foul face mask called against the Dragons. Going to add 15 to it. That'll take us into Dragon territory at the 48. First and 10, Tigers. The Dragon 48. Somebody got on the face mask of Zarek Fuel in that last carry. Jones to the huddle. With 15 seconds, the Tigers break and head to the line. 9:40, clock rolls, third quarter. Tigers down a couple of touchdowns. Isolation left side. That is Lawrence, nowhere to go. Runs into a wall of Dragons. Neef stood him up in the hole. Coming to clean up. Nate Woods. Along with Waltrip and Johnson from their outside linebacker positions. Lawrence gains 3 on that play. Second down and a long 7. Jesse Jones brings the troops. 2 receivers in this formation, tied into the left side. Backs are split. First man through Stoughton. They give it to him. Nowhere to go. Hit hard. Trevor Kent buried him. Derek Bollinger, excuse me, that ball carrier. It wasn't Stoughton, 33, not 38. No gain.
Play does bring up a third down and 7.
Second and 7, long 7, short 8, 8:22. Clock rolls, 6 on the play clock as the Tigers just now at the line of scrimmage. Quick snack count will be what they need to get it off. They do just that. It's with 1 second. They snap, toss to Fuel right side. Puts his hand on the turf at the 45, gets down to the 41 before he is brought down.
On the tackle, number 5, Joel Kafka.
Joel Kafka makes the stop. Pickup of 6. Fourth down and a long 2, short 3. Looks like Coach Campbell's going to roll the dice and go for it here. Don't be surprised if you see a quick kick, possibly. That's not going to be the case. They break the huddle. Fake it over the left side. Dump pass to Stoughton. Dropped it incomplete. Dragons take over on.
The Pittsburg Purple Dragons will take over on down. Ball first and 10. Ball spotted on their own 41-yard line.
Having some difficulties on the radio side. We're trying to get reconnected. Inside handoff, Jelani Long.
Number 25, Corbin Jefferson on the carry.
Corbin Jefferson, excuse me.
On the tackle, number 33, Derek Bollinger. 4-yard gain on the play brings up a second down and 6 for the Dragons.
Trying to connect back. Curtis from the shotgun. Runs speed option. As Jefferson's going to turn it up himself. Makes a man miss at the 45 up to the 47. Flag flies. So there's a skirmish back in the secondary. It's going to be personal foul called against Fort Scott. The Dragons will surely accept this. They'll have the ball now in Tiger territory. Trying to get connected via Skype. Doesn't seem to be working out for some reason. We'll get you back on the radio as soon as I can. After the penalty, the Dragons will have it. First and 10 at the 42. 14-0. Inside Curtis. Flag flies. Curtis picks up 8. Let's wait and see what the laundry on the field is.
And holding on the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons.
It's going to be a hold on the Dragons. That'll back them up from the spot, which is the 42, and back into Dragon territory at their own 48. First and 20 now.
After the penalty, Pittsburgh will have ball. First and 20.
To the line, Pittsburgh. Tied into the left side, 2 receivers. Backs in the eye. Curtis drops back to pass, looking for Cicero. Now goes over the top. Elijah Harris runs underneath it, and it goes through his hands. Harris had visions of the end zone. Lets that one fall incomplete.
Play brings up a second down and 20.
Timeout on the field. Pittsburgh calls it. We'll be back in a minute. Dragon football on the MyTown Media Network.
Number 32, Noah Vaughn on the carry. Number 76.
What?
Charles Pitlawani on the tackle.
Let's see if I can get it back on here.
Play does bring up a third down and 13 for the Dragons.
We've lost our internet connection. We're going to try to get this game back up and running. Dragons, third down, roll to the right side. Curtis sets his feet, throws over the middle, pass caught, good enough for a first down. That's Rolfs on the reception at the Fort Scott 30-yard line. Drew Ross moves the chain. They needed 12. They got 14.
First down for the Purple Dragons. Dragons will have the ball 1st and 10. Ball spot on the Tiger 30-yard line.
1st and 10, Pittsburgh in Tiger territory at the 30-yard line. Back up and running, I believe. Let's see if we can get connected via Skype for the radio broadcast. Inside handoff, Corbin Jefferson.
Textbooks for your college classes, and there is no doubt for the best price.
Now back to Dragon football.
We're backing live here in Amershack. I apologize. Don't know what happened. Our hotspot just must have got too hot. It shut itself down. Battery's good. Everything's rolling, but we got a little disconnected. Apologize for that. We're back in action. Dragons picked up a 3rd down conversion, 3rd and 13, with a 15-yard pass from Curtis to Rolfs. Since then, Corbin Jefferson's carried it once over the right side. Now a pass play to Elijah Harris on the left. We'll bring up a 3rd down, but there's a flag on the play. Trying to discuss what's going on. 14-0, Pittsburgh leads, 4:34 remaining, 3rd quarter. Still talking, seeing what's going on. Coach Bernhardt out in the mix. I think we got the video stream back as well as the audio stream. We are rolling heavy now. Flag, personal foul called against the Dragons. Back them up. Some unfortunate penalties we'll try to talk about. That with Coach Nicholson at the end of the game in the Performance Sport and Spine postgame show. Apologize for the disconnection. We're back up live on the radio dial as well as online video. Handoff. Jefferson hit behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd and forever, turned into 3rd and a little further. Flag flies. Sideline warning against Pittsburgh.
Sideline warning on the Purple Dragons.
Pittsburgh 3rd and 23 according to the scoreboard operator. Pittsburgh's 8th play of the drive.
And a flag on the play.
Flag flies. Much to the chagrin, Pittsburgh's going to be backed up 5 more. Appreciate Coach Weimer's helping me out and letting me know. 1, the score was wrong. 2, the stream was off. And now 3, that we're back on live. Good luck to the Gorillas tomorrow as they take on Lindenwood. Turn, hand it off. 3rd and forever. Why not run a quick trap up the middle with Noah Vaughn? Nowhere to go. It'll be a punting situation for the Dragons. 4th down and 33. The Dragons will punt for the first time tonight. Back deep for the Tigers. Gunnar Brown. Labette trails Parsons 15-14, 9 minutes remaining, third quarter. Jelani Long takes the, no, excuse me, that's Chase Curtis. Low squib. Runs out. Bounces and rolls at the 17. It'll be marked down there by Nick Sandberg. And Fort Scott will take over. .248. Third quarter. Ball at the 17-yard line.
The Fort Scott Tigers will have ball first and 10. The ball on their own 17-yard line.
Tigers into the left side, tied in to the left as well. Toss sweep coming to the right. Fuel turned in by Johnson right into the hands of Trevor Kent. Fuel picks up a couple out to the 30, and Fuel's still on the turf. He's not feeling very good. 2:35, the players will go to the sideline as attendants Eric Fuel will step aside for a 1-minute injury timeout. Pittsburgh High leads the Fort, 14-zip.
SEK.
Since 1945, Tri-State Building has been helping build the four-state area, providing quality construction services and dependability at competitive prices. Tri-State Building has a reputation as a general contractor and an authorized Butler builder, which holds experience, quality, and reliability above all other considerations. Tri-State Building has built a multitude of projects and is your full-service design build contractor that can take you from concept to grand opening. For an honest and proven contractor, call us, Tri-State Building.
The mark of a great body shop is no mark at all. Whether your vehicle has minor door dings, scratches, been in a fender bender, or just needs a complete makeover, the Eddy Auto Body in Pittsburgh will make it look as good as new. The Eddy Auto Body on East 4th in Pittsburgh since 1948. Find us fast in names and numbers.
Problem needs and deserves. Call Jay Gordon Gregory of Wilburton Towner today at 620-231-5620 or contact him online at wilburtontowner.com.
See their ad, names and numbers.
Now back to Dragon football.
Out of the timeout, Fort Scott. Opens the line of scrimmage, 2nd down and 8. Fuel had to come out. They're going to turn, toss sweep. That's Lawrence over the left side. Clip from behind. He breaks that tackle. Still on the move to the 35-40. Flag flies as he's finally brought to the turf at the 41. There's a lot of laundry tonight in this contest. 2:28 remaining, third quarter. Block in the back called against the Tigers. Dragon faithful finally shaking their heads saying, one that's not against us.
7-6, 6-8, 7-4. If you come to the west side of the press box, you pick up your winning.
They're going to back the Dragons up for sure. 2nd and 8. They're not going to give them the result of the play, which would be a first down at the 41. From the spot of the foul, still going to be enough for a first down. That'll move the chains. First down, Fort Scott. So Lawrence
For the Fort Scott Tigers.
officially gets 8 yards. Moves the chains.
The Tigers will have the ball. 1st and 10 from the
Coach Campbell relays the play. Jesse Jones breaks the huddle. Tied into the right side. A receiver that way as well. Gunnar Brown. Inside handoff. First man through. The fullback running hard. Breaks the tackle.
Number 25, Jesse Lawrence on the carry.
Lawrence once again with the carry.
7, Trevor Kent.
Give him 7. Coming back in is Prince. Exiting is Austin. Prince on the blitz. Guessed the wrong gap. Pitch outside to Lawrence. Jesse looking for the sticks. Has them. He's kept inbounds. Tackled at the 40. It'll be 1st and 10 Tigers. Give Lawrence 5 on that one. 97 seconds remaining, 3rd quarter. Four-man front still for the Dragons. They've rotated a couple of guys in at tackle. The ends have stayed consistent. Woods and Kent. Trevor on the near side. They run a blitz. That's Talley. He runs right by the running back who came in off a C-gap. Picks up maybe a yard.
Number 25, Jesse Lawrence on the carry.
Jesse Lawrence once again.
Number 19, Nate Wood.
Nate Woods makes the stop at the backside end. Coming down the line, give Lawrence a yard on that pickup. Dragons running a blitz. Talley coming off the edge, ran right by Lawrence. Got it inside the tight end, but the good backside pursuit from the unblocked Nate Woods keeps him to a minimal gain. The Dragons once again showing blitz. Back split, tight end right. Inside handoff, nowhere to go. The Dragons swallowed that one up. Deveron Duncan there to make the stop. Fuels back in. We'll give him a yard to be kind. 21 seconds. They don't have to run another one. We could head to the 4th quarter. It appears that is going to be the case. With 13 seconds, they are going to send the quarterback in. 9. No way they get this one. Huddle breaks with 5. We're going to head to the 4th quarter. Pittsburgh High leads 14-0. Back in 1 minute on the sports headquarters, 100.7 and online video at ESPN1007.com.
Why should you choose Pittsburg State University?
Nationally recognized academics.
Student-friendly tuition.
Incredible athletics. The amazing campus.
Whatever you're looking for in a university, you'll find it here.
It's why you belong. It's why you belong at Pittsburg State University.
What do you want from your bank?
Access to my account information on my phone.
Security, convenience, and friendly staff.
When I call, I want to speak with a real person.
I want it all. Low fees, low loan rates, and high deposit rates.
What if there was a place like this in your community? There is. Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union with locations in Pittsburg, Fort Scott, Independence, and Coffeyville, serving area residents since 1949.
Attorney to represent you.
Now back to Dragon football.
Aaron Emershak back at Hutchfield as we start the 4th quarter, 12 minutes remaining. Frontenac all over Riverton, 55-0. I just had a fan from the stands come up and pop their phone on the glass to read that score. Raiders looked impressive through 3 and continue to do so here in the 4th week of the season. The Dragons have looked pretty impressive in this grudge match between the Tigers and Fort Scott. Back to pass. Jones floats it over the right side. Caught by the tight end, Taylor Engstrom. It's going to bring up a 4th down as the pass was completed for 7 yards. This is a punting situation, if you ask me. You're down 14, 11:30 to go. You give it back quickly to the Dragons with a good field position. They go up 21. I think you try to play field position right here and go deep. It's not going to be the case. They run the option over the right side. Over the left side, coming hard. Dylan Prince makes the play. Dive back was taken by the defensive end. Quarterback taken by the inside linebacker. On that play, Chase Johnson, the outside linebacker, was going to pitch. The Dragons like a textbook, played that one perfectly.
Ball will be placed on the Fort Scott Tigers 49-yard.
Turnover on downs. Pittsburg High has it at the Tiger 49. Two receivers set, tied into the left, I formation. Curtis under center. Fakes the handoff to Vaughn, now gives it to Long left side. Jelani sidesteps the man at the 45 down to the 42. Taken down by Zarek Fuel. Second down and 3 after the 7-yard gain from Jelani Long. T-shirts flying in the stands from the cheerleaders here at Hutch Field. Homecoming night. Whistle, flag, Cake and Cole jump to snap.
Have a flag on the play.
False start on the Dragons.
Have a false start on the Purple Dragons.
Back them up 5, 2nd and 3. Turns to 2nd and 8. Silly penalties from Pittsburgh. That's one that's inexcusable. The wide receiver should never be offsides. Wide to the right comes Harris. To the left is Conrad. Under center, Curtis. First man through is Vaughn. They fake it to him. Curtis right side. As they came flying in, a flag laid. It looked like 16 might have been leading with the head. We'll see what the call is. Curtis picks up enough for the first down. Give him 10. It's going to be called against the Tigers. I did not see what the penalty was. Just saw that they was leading with the head. Personal foul. Oh, head-to-head contact. He led with the head. Was diving in there to make a stop on Chase Curtis, who evidently didn't learn his lesson at Harrisonville. Has lowered his shoulder trying to get the yardage that he could. You've got to love the intensity from a junior quarterback, but you can't have a guy going down once again. 1st and 10 Dragons, ball to 24. Curtis, the offset eye. Isolation, Jelani Long, nowhere to go. Andrew Callahan came storming through the line and set Jelani to the turf. -2 to the 25. That was the play. Jet sweep. Harris to the corner. Ran into his own man, Rawls, trying to cut it back inside. Reading the block. It was the right move. He just made the decision a split second too late. Elijah picks up 3. Bollinger on the stop, out on the edge.
Play does bring up a 3rd down and 8 for the Purple Dragons.
Flag flies. Sideline infraction. I believe that's the sideline infraction called against Pittsburgh. Back them up 5. 3rd down and 15. Curtis breaks the huddle. Harris goes wide to the left side. 3 receivers come to the near. It's Conrad, Cole. Curtis gets sacked. They come after him and they get him. Fort Scott sent the house. First to get there, Anthony Stewart, the defensive end. 4th down, we'll see if they bring Neef out. Maybe a little bit out of his range. So that's a loss of 5.
brings up a 4th down and 20 for the Dragons.
Coach Nicholson sends the play in as Noah Vaughn trots to the sideline, pulls his helmet off, appears to be favoring an ankle. Pittsburgh training staff quickly to him. 3 receivers near side, tight end Kent to the left. Looking for Trevor to run the seam, and it's going to be a delayed game. Nope. Coach Nicholson got a timeout before the flag. It'll be timeout Pittsburgh High, 8:07 remaining. The Dragons have 4th and 20 when we come back from this 30-second timeout.
Watco Companies has been a member of the Pittsburgh community since 1983. Now a national freight transportation provider, Watco serves customers in 26 states by offering transportation, mechanical, and transload services. Whether transporting potatoes from Idaho, replacing rail cars in Iowa, or transloading rock in Alabama, Watco will never forget their roots because there's no place like home. Watco supports Pittsburgh community athletics and wishes all area teams the best of luck.
Now back to Dragon football.
8:07 remaining, 4th quarter. Aaron Emershank with you at Hutchfield. Homecoming night is Pittsburgh High. 4th down and 20 coming up, just outside of field goal range. Not quite, evidently wanting to try to punt it. We'll see if we can get it and work on the passing game. Curtis also does punt for the Dragons, so don't rule out a quick kick. 21 seconds, the Dragons will huddle on the left hash. 3-man front. Fort Scott's brought in their nickel package. 3 receivers near side, tight end to the left. They're going to roll. Curtis throws it up. Rolfs catches at the goal line. Did he haul it in? He did. Touchdown, Dragons. 4th down and 20, and it's a 33-yard strike from Curtis to Rolfs. Pittsburgh High leads 20-0. Nathan Neef on for the PAT. Paces it off, 3 back, 2 to the left. Snap from Willis. Harris gets it down. Neef sends it through. 21 zip, Pittsburgh High. Back in 1 minute.
The true test of a great insurance agency comes when you suffer a loss. It's easy to take your premiums, but Ray Ryan of Ryan Insurance of Pittsburgh knows that handling your claim is the most important service an insured needs.
Claim is our chance to let the customer know that we'll be out there, not just that we sold them a policy, we'll also be there when a claim occurs to make sure it's handled in an honest, respectable way.
Ryan Insurance of Pittsburgh, a trusted choice agency. Find them fast in names and numbers.
PhelanLawFirm.com. Were you hurt on the job? PhelanLawFirm.com. Were you injured in an auto accident? PhelanLawFirm.com. Fighting for your Social Security disability benefits? PhelanLawFirm.com. When accidents happen, when life takes an unexpected turn, when you need help the most, will you remember where to turn? The law office of William L. Phelan at PhelanLawFirm.com.
Now back to Dragon football.
Back at Hutchfield. Homecoming night, the Dragons lead Fort Scott 21-0, 7:59 remaining in the contest. Slow start for the Dragons, but since have really picked it up. A 33-yard touchdown strike. To Drew Rolfs from Chase Curtis on 4th and 20. What was I thinking mentioning quick kick? Nathan Neef, left to right, boot to ball, back deep. Zarek Fuel takes it at the 7, goes to the right side, cut down Skylar Von Winklepleck. Great coverage on the kickoff team by Von Winklepleck. Dragon defense back out, looking to keep the shutout. Goose egg on the board. Knock on wood. That probably just jinxed him. The Tigers have not scored since 2013 against the Dragons. Their last win over Pittsburgh was 2012. The Dragons, as flags fly, some movement up front. See who they got. Who was first? There's movement from both sides. They're going to say there was a snap of the football. Loss of 1. So Tigers will have it 2nd and 9. Never saw the ball move. Handoff, Fuel, right side, into the secondary, knocked out of bounds. So he gets across the 20 to the 21. Stop made far side. Keep going 2 more doors down to the PA announcer. So I got interrupted looking for 2 for 1 for the band boosters. I don't know exactly what they got going, but the lady trying to relay some messages to somebody. 3rd down and 6. Carry over the right side. That's Lawrence. He gets about 3. It'll be 4th down and a long 3, short 2. Excuse me, as they continue to move the box. Lawrence picked up more than I thought. It's 4th and 1 with 7:03 remaining. 4th quarter. Dragons lead Fort Scott 21-0. The 5-man front goal line defense surging forward for the first down is Jesse Jones. Jones gets the yardage needed. Move the chains. 2 for 1 pizza. If she would have told me that, I'd have just bought them out. She just said band booster 2 for 1. I sent her 2 doors down to the PA announcer. Cross buck, backfield, Fuel over the right side. Makes a couple of man miss up the sideline, tracked down from behind. Devron Duncan, a defensive tackle, making a play in pursuit. It'll move the chains, pickup of 12. Coming out is Steele and Cicero. 6:25 remaining. 4th quarter. 1st and 10. Jones, first man through. Didn't see who it was. That's 33. Carrying the ball, Derek Bollinger. He's thrown backwards after forward progress. Gives him 3. Make it 4. 2nd down and 6. 6:04. 4th quarter. Dragon defense holding tough. Performance, sport, and spine. Spine and sport coming up at the conclusion of the game. The post-game show will hand out the Vietti Auto Body Collision of the game along with the Kansas Teachers Credit Union player of the game, Pitt Realty. Game-changing moment. Flag flies as Lawrence with the carry. Jesse barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Might have lost a yard. Holding on the Tigers. We'll back them up 10 more. We'll try it again. 2nd and 6 will now be 2nd and 16. 5:54 and counting. The Dragons shaking their head as that flag flew because the bulk of them have been called against Pittsburgh tonight. It seems that way. Tight end left side, back split, receiver to each Looking for the throw on the out pass. Sliding catch made by Gunnar Brown. Good for a pickup of 3 to the 35. Clock winds, 5:03. We'll have Coach Tom Nicholson, also the game-changing moment, brought to you by Pitt Realty. Got a couple of thoughts on that one. Back to pass, looking to set up the screen. Devron Duncan picks it. The big fella. Rumble, stumble, to the house. Devron with the defensive score. Johnny on the spot. Pittsburg High now leads 27-zip. Great job by Duncan to read the screen, settle in, and makes the play. Neef on for the PAT.
The extra point, number 65, Nathan Neef.
4:38 remaining. A defensive touchdown. Just what the doctor ordered. Devron to the sideline looking for some O2. I think we just found our game-changing moment. Kicks up. Kicks good. 28-0. Pittsburg High leads Fort Scott with 4:38 remaining. Back in a minute. It's Dragon Football on the MyTown Media Network.
At Lindbergh Pharmacy, we care about your health. From a qualified and caring staff to services like our Time My Meds and MedPack programs, Lindbergh Pharmacy provides personalized service you can count on. Refill prescriptions online at lindberghpharmacy.com or on your smartphone with our free Lindbergh Pharmacy mobile app. You can also sign up for our text alert program and we'll text or email you when your prescription is ready. Can't make it to us? We'll deliver your medications right to your door. Lindbergh Pharmacy, now 2 locations to serve you.
Jim Riddell Construction has been dedicated to providing quick and efficient construction services to the Midwest since 1968. Operating primarily in Kansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma, Jim Riddell Construction specializes in fiber optics and trenchless technologies, such as inside and outside splicing, pipe bursting, horizontal directional drilling, and large diameter pipelines. Jim Riddell Construction, proud supporter of area athletics.
Now back to Dragon Football.
4:38 remaining. Sander just about dumped the camera on me out there. He's got the wide angle shot for the kickoff, trying to catch everything. Nathan Neef tees it up. As he awaits the whistle, gets it. The kickoff coverage has been outstanding tonight for Pittsburg High. Neef from left to right, swings the leg, kicks it deep, end over end. Taken by Brown at the 3. Into the wedge at the 20. Pyle moves forward to the 22. Gunnar Brown with a pretty good return. Clock stops. Player on the turf. One of the Dragons. They wave on the training staff. Can't exactly tell. Looks like it could be Trent Austin. We're going to send the players to the sideline. We'll step aside. Take a 1-minute injury timeout. Back in 60 seconds. 4:31 remaining in the contest.
What do you want from your bank?
Access to my account information on my phone.
Security, convenience, and friendly staff.
When I call, I want to speak with a real person.
I want it all. Low fees, low loan rates, and high deposit rates.
What if there was a place like this in your community? There is. Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union, with locations in Pittsburg, Fort Scott, Independence, and Coffeyville, serving area residents since 1949.
Was Trent Austin injured on the field. He's up under his own power, walks off. Doc Cousins out to check on him. well as a couple other members of the training staff. One from Fort Scott as well. Looks like a stinger. They're holding his arm. Big Ginger. The Dragon defense back out on the field. 4:31 remaining in this one. Coming up on the Performance Spine and Sport post-game show. Recover faster with Performance Spine and Sport, specialized in treating soft tissue related injuries. Result from everyday work and play. Carry over the left side, Bollinger picks up 4. 2nd down and 6. Saturday morning clinic from 9 to 11. They'll also be set up. Dr. Bennett's will be at the Pitt State Women's Golf Tournament tomorrow, 9 a.m. at Four Oaks. Terry, this time number 22, Zarek Fuel. He gets another 2. Be 3rd down and 4. On the stop for the Dragons, number 72, Zach Thomas. Pass is complete to number 11. Quick hitter on the right side. Goes to Gunnar Brown. I was trying to look up. Brett Weimer's there to make the stop out on the edge. His dad Dave watching in St. Louis, keeping me on my toes. This boy Brett making plays here on the outside. Dragons lead 28-0. Coach's son Tyson made a couple of nice plays last night. A PAT. He's thrown a 2-point conversion and now kicked a 2-point conversion. I call him Mr. Untimed Down, Tyson Weimers. 8th grader for the Pittsburg Community Middle School Dragons. Must be in the bloodline. They must get it from their mother. Checking into the contest at safety, Dylan White. Coming out, Ty Roark. Back split. 2nd and 10. Give right side, fullback running hard. Bollinger gets to the 2nd level. Johnson, the outside linebacker, absorbed the bulk of that shot. Keith Waltup there to help clean up. Fernando Gonzalez comes in as Waltrip gets the breather, the senior. Cross buck, give left side, up the sideline, tackle made. 243. That was Jesse Lawrence with the big gain into Dragon territory. Waltrip and Johnson back in. Out is Johnson and Gonzalez. Back split. They give it to the 2nd man once again. That's Lawrence over the right side. Makes a man miss. Powers through a tackle. Give him another 10 yards. Make it 12. He's inside the 20 at the 19. 2:30 and counting. Big thanks to my son Xander, working the camera for us tonight. Tyler back at the station. This time they're going to go left. It's Bollinger, keeping the legs churning, picking up some yards after contact. Down to the 10. Pickup of 9. 2nd down and 1. Clock rolls, 2:19. Dragons trying to hold on to the goose egg.
Ball will be spotted on the Purple Dragon 10-yard line.
5-man front. 2nd man through. That's Fuel. He's hitting the backfield. Stopped for a loss. Waiting to see who came up last off the pile. Jarek Butcher makes the play. Ben Bookout also in on that stop, playing the right side defensive end. Jones lost the ball, fumble, Pittsburg High has it. They do! Official word from the white hat gives the Dragons the ball with 91 seconds remaining. And it appears for the third straight year, Fort Scott will not be able to put a point on the board. This Dragon D keeps coming up making plays. Curtis back out. Imagine we'll see a steady dose of Noah Vaughn. Unless he's still on the sideline, I'm not for sure. Backs are split. Victory formation, they're going to take a knee. A couple of more of those and this game is over. Pittsburg High is going to win this one 28-0. A hard-fought game as Fort Scott controlled the clock in the first half. Ran 13 more offensive plays than the Dragons did in the second half. Pittsburgh was able to move the ball and got a defensive score. 9 seconds remaining. Curtis will now step under center with 4, 3, 2, takes a knee. We'll have to do it one more time.
Quarterback number 18, Chase Curtis takes a knee.
The Dragons have already congregated at the 50-yard line. We're going to shake hands. Pittsburg High will move to 2-2, as will the Fort Scott Tigers. Coming up for the Dragons. Next week,
Quarterback number 18, Chase Curtis takes a knee.
Curtis does take a knee. I said Pittsburg High next week at home against Andover Central. We'll have that game for you here at ESPN1007.com and on the radio dial at KSHQ. This game is over. Dragons win it 28, Fort Scott 0. We'll kick off the Performance Spine and Sport postgame show after this 3-minute timeout. Dragons get the win, back in 3.
This is Dr.
Every 4 years, the fastest and strongest among us come together in one place to determine the best in the world. Frank Fletcher Toyota invites you to run through the tape.
31 million people have made the Toyota Corolla the best-selling car in the world. Drive away a brand new Corolla for as little as $16,997 or get 0% financing for 72 months.
And every Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our 24-month complimentary maintenance plan. The best deals on the best cars in America.
Only at Frank Fletcher Toyota, Joplin.
Since 1945, Tri-State Building has been helping build the four-state area, providing quality construction services and dependability at competitive prices. Tri-State Building has a reputation as a general contractor and an authorized Butler builder, which holds experience, quality, and reliability above all other considerations. Tri-State Building has built a multitude of projects and is your full-service design build contractor that can take you from concept to grand opening. For an honest and proven contractor, call us, Tri-State Building.
At Lindbergh Pharmacy, we care about your health. From a qualified and caring staff to services like our Time My Meds and MedPack programs, Lindbergh Pharmacy provides personalized service you can count on. Refill prescriptions online at lindberghpharmacy.com or on your smartphone with our free Lindbergh Pharmacy mobile app. You can also sign up for our text alert program and we'll text or email you when your prescription is ready. Can't make it to us? We'll deliver your medications right to your door. Lindbergh Pharmacy, now 2 locations to serve you.
Early
insured by NCUA up to $250,000.
CDL offers a comprehensive, proactive maintenance program to keep your business electrical systems running efficiently. Without inspection and proper care, it could be just a matter of time before your operation is damaged and your customers are impacted. You can trust CDL Electric to solve your problems before they happen and supply the parts you need to keep your electrical system in excellent condition. Don't wait until you have to call an electrician. Call the professionals at CDL today. Find them fast at names and numbers.
At Evans Motors, we have something for everyone. Looking for a truck to help get the job done? It's on our lot. Need a gas saver to get you around town? It's on our lot. In the market for something reliable for your new teen driver? It's on our lot. Is your family growing and you need a vehicle with more space? It's on our lot. Come see all the vehicles on our lot at Evans Motors at the junction of 69 and 400 Highway just south of Pittsburgh, or check out our digital dealership online at evansmotors.net.
Now back to Dragon football.
Aaron Shack back live. It appears that we've lost signal on our camera. I don't know exactly what happened, but something has taken place that caused us to lose our power, but you still have the audio here. I'm going to try to figure this out. Give me another 2 minutes, Tyler, so I can figure out what's going on with this camera. Well, we got it figured out. The camera is back up and running. Coach Tom Nicholson is making his way back up here as we kick off the Performance Spine and Sport postgame show. Recover faster with Performance Spine and Sport, specializing in treating soft tissue-related injuries that result from everyday work and play. Performance Spine and Sport inside the Brennan Commons at Centennial and Broadway. Check out their Saturday morning clinic being offered from 9 to 11 on Saturday mornings. Dragons got it done tonight, as we'll catch up with Coach Nicholson, who makes his way up here. Chase Curtis looked good in the offense. The defense played well, pitched another shutout for the third straight year. Fort Scott has not been able to put any points on the board against the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons. We can hand out some of our post-game awards. Let's go ahead and do that as we wait for Coach to get up here. Tonight's collision of the game goes to Dylan Prince on a fourth down stop at the start of the fourth quarter. Dieback was taken by the end. Dylan came down, closed in on the quarterback to give the turnover on downs, which led to the 38-yard touchdown or 33-yard touchdown pass to Drew Rolfs. So Dylan Prince is hit on the fourth down stop. Tonight's collision of the game as Coach Nicholson makes his way up. Our collision of the game brought to you by Vietti Auto Body and Alignment. When you find yourself involved in a collision on the streets, Vietti Auto Body and Alignment. Choose Vietti Auto Body and Alignment with over 100 years combined experience on 4th Street since 1948. Coach, the defense once again played well this evening. It seemed like they were on the field once again like last week in that first half forever.
Yep.
Fort Scott ran 33 plays to your 20 in that first half. How did you keep that defense out there so long in that heat?
Well, they've been running since May, so they needed every bit of it. I thought they had 33 plays in that first drive. I didn't know it was for the half. That thing lasted forever, and then we're moving the ball and get a turnover, and then we're right back on defense. I mean, every year they have that game plan, and they execute it to a T. I mean, Coach Campbell's a great coach, and his staff does a great job with it. But, yeah, I wasn't sure we were ever going to get any snaps going.
Rhythm seems to be something that this offense is still trying to find, and I think that a lot of that has to do with the fact that tonight's the first night you've had back-to-back starts from a starting quarterback.
Right.
You've been rotating back and forth, so they're still trying to figure themselves out. Did you like the rhythm of the offense tonight for the most part?
Yeah, we did. It was better. We were without 2 starting guards as well, so we had a couple of backup O-linemen. But I thought they played hard. They played well. We got got a little bit going on the inside there in the first half, and then everybody condensed down in and allowed us to open up the passing game a little bit and get on the edge a little bit. So, it was Chase was doing a good job of taking what the defense gave us, checked several plays to the correct side and the correct gap. So very happy with him. The game definitely had slowed down from last week, but 28 points was better. We just we pressed a little bit, and once again, way too many penalties. And I know going through, Coach Campbell and I both, we don't know what the world record is, but that's got to be close. It just, as soon as either one of us would get something going, here came the flag. So obviously we got a lot of stuff to go clean up.
It's a thing that is just one of those drive killers. It was something that I had written down here to talk to you about. Penalties are always something that seems to snowball into something else. You had the penalty, then the next play was the fumble on that first drive. And then the penalty turns into, although it did help you out, which wants to lead me to the next play, you got to open up a little bit of the passing game tonight. 4th and 25, you could decide to go up top to Drew Rawls with a 33-yard touchdown pass. Did you like what you saw in your passing game this evening?
Yeah, I did. Chase throws a nice ball. That's one of his strengths. And he's got some guys out there and go catch it. And Elijah was making plays for us. And we figured they'd probably try to double Elijah. And the safety did. He ran over to Elijah. And Chase put a ball away from the backside safety. Backside safety made a nice read, and he was closing on it. But that's just a great over-the-head catch. Good throw and catch. And they had pressure in his face. Fort Scott's a good team, man. They play hard. It was a battle. We're tired.
Despite the long, sustaining drives, the defense held in there, and for the third straight year, you're able to pitch a shutout against this Fort Scott squad. Yeah. What's that mean to go up against the team the caliber of Fort Scott and hold them scoreless 3 years in a row?
Well, that's a lot of confidence. And now it's to the point this defense doesn't want to be the one to give it up, and now it's on next year's. But man, they're physical and they're good, and we got fortunate with some turnovers. They drove the ball nicely on us. But we got fortunate with turnovers, and that goes from our kids just playing hard all the way to the end zone.
Coach, appreciate your time. Best of luck. Good luck next week against Andover Central.
Thanks, Shaq.
That's head coach Tom Nicholson joining us up here in the booth during the Performance Spine and Sport post-game show. We've got a couple of more awards to hand out. Let's go with the player of the game, brought to you by Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union. Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union is a sound, quality-driven organization that provides the most desirable financial services for its members while safeguarding their assets. With 4 locations across southeast Kansas to better serve the community, you can find them in Pittsburg at 416 North Broadway. Tonight's MVP, junior quarterback Chase Curtis, 2 touchdown passes, ran the offense with great efficiency this evening, overcame some penalties. Great job by him to come out and show what he can do a little bit more in the passing game. Congratulations, Chase Curtis, tonight's KTCCU player of the game. One last award to hand out, the game-changing moment, brought to you by Pitt Realty. Buying and selling a home is one of the biggest events in a person's life and should not be taken lightly. Pitt Realty promises to be there every step of the way, guiding and advising to see through that the transactions made are the most beneficial for you, your family, or your business. And you got to give it to the big fella. Devron Duncan steps in front of the screen pass and rumbles 35 yards to the end zone to put the Dragons up 28-0 with 4:38 remaining in the first quarter. That's going to do it as we wrap up the Performance Spine and Sport post-game show. Stop in tomorrow morning 9 to 11 for the athlete clinic going on. They have special rates for all of their services. Performance Spine and Sport inside Meadowbrook Commons at Centennial and Broadway. That'll do it. Coming up next on the sports headquarters, Tyler Dara, my board operator, studio producer, engineer, will have the Campus Bookstore Scoreboard Show. They'll take looks from all across southeast Kansas, southwest Missouri, and northeast Oklahoma, talk to some coaches, and give you the rundown of all the action. Week 4 is in the books for Kansas high school football. Week 6 over in Missouri, in week 5 for the state of Oklahoma. Everybody starts a little different. We're going to wrap it up here from Hutch Field. Pittsburg High wins 28-0.
At Commerce Bank, we offer auto loans that fit your world.
In my world, I need a different car, so I need an auto loan now. The next car I buy will be red, fast, sporty, and we probably want 3 rows so the kids can really spread out.
Whether you're buying new or used or refinancing your current car, Commerce Bank can help. We'll get you a competitive auto loan that fits your budget and flexible payment options that make sense for you. We can even pre-approve a loan so you can start looking for that car that fits your family. We make it easy, so apply today at a branch, over the phone, or online at Commerce Bank.